playback on it. There it is. What they do? Cut the ad? They cut the ad on it? Fuck them. Who cares? Who gives a shit? Fuck them. I don't give a shit. Cut the ads. We're gonna get amplified. We're gonna get real, brutally honest. On this fucking podcast. Hey, yeah, you know what? Yeah, it's Labor Day, man. We had to send the employees home, man. The coffee shop is actually closed. Starbucks was open, though. I'm double-fisted, man. I got libations. I don't know what the fuck this is, right? Pomegranate, some shit, man. It's got caffeine. We got a latte. We're set, man. We're double-fisting up in this shit. Sure, Charles, you know I don't give no fucks, bro. Cut the ads. My amp unit is fucking throwing tips like wildfire. Osio Weidman, Sam Byers, throwing 50 bangers and shit. Keep your fucking ads. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Cause Sasha, cut my music. Cut that shit, please. Come on, Sasha. Cut my motherfucking music. I appreciate that. My assistant Sasha, everybody. Cut my motherfucking music. That's right. People throwing fucking 50 banger bombs. Fucking amplified power bombs. Sam Byers, Osio. We'll get to you guys in just a little bit, man. JR9 is back, man. Loud and clear, BC. Good, because, guys, there's a huge storm coming in. So I'm hoping I can stay on a decent connection the entire time. If not, I'll probably still keep filming, and then it'll just go up as a regular video later on this evening, head-to-head with Monday Night Raw. I don't give a fuck. I just went head-to-head with Clash at the Castle on Saturday, and you guys still banged that out, man. Over 15,000 of you guys caught that live reaction watch-along, good, the bad, and the ugly. 15,000 already, and that's a little ECW channel in the community going head-to-head with the big boys. You guys rock that shit out, bro. Appreciate that. Now we got to talk a little bit of All Out. I can't do the entire review because Tony doesn't like it. I'm too... I critique too harshly, I guess. Tony doesn't want me talking about his show. He'll take it down, man. So we can't use we can't fucking review it. I don't know any other way to tell you guys that, man. I can't review it, but I can talk about some of the highlights. And a lot of you guys are going to come out before BC even says this and says there's not a lot of highlights from All Out. 15 matches, 11 on the main card, some shit, 4 extra on their Zero show. But damn, like if MJF didn't show up, diehard AEW fans were saying it was that or nothing, man. MJF saved that bitch. So you're not missing too much, man. But we do have to talk about some of the bigger stories, and I'm not even going to waste any more time, right? We're already 4 minutes into this motherfucker. We're jamming out. We're having fun. We're telling Sasha to cut our music. We're talking about Clash at the Castle and how big of a response that vid was, that review. You guys fucking rock that out. But I got to talk about CM Punk, bro. And this is going to be the most truthful you're going to get on this platform because BC and Punk, there's no love lost. My tried and trues, you know the deal between us. He left. He shit on wrestling. I thought that was pretty shitty, so I shit on him. He didn't like that, blocked me on social. And then I always said, if he comes back and he loves wrestling again and he doesn't take a shit on it, then I'm gonna treat him like every other wrestler, and I don't care about our past. And that's what I've done. I've spoken more positively than negatively about CM Punk. In fact, I still don't even know where I stand with this shit. This is either brilliant or just really bad with CM Punk. But my problem is what we're about to talk about. For those that are saying this is a work, right? You're convinced that this is a work. And I understand. Trust me, as a wrestling fan for over 30 years, everything is a fucking work to BC. Okay, fucking, there's nothing that happens without me questioning it, right? People that don't even watch fucking wrestling, I'm like, are you working me? You know, you could tell me my fucking grandfather passed away, which he did many years ago, and I'd say it's a work. I just don't trust anything because of pro wrestling. It's part of the fun, right? But probably a lot of the people that thought Cody Rhodes was a work leaving AEW, there's no way. He's an EVP, bro. He helped create AEW. There's no way he's leaving AEW to go back to WWE, which made him Stardust. But no, that's what happened. And it's going to be Cody Rhodes that's going to dethrone Roman Reigns and take him off of his island way before The Rock does, Dwayne Johnson. So that ended up not being a work. Now, no matter if this turns out to be a work or not, there's no doubt that these are real feelings involved, right? MJF in his first initial argument with Tony Khan that led him out of the company for a minute, that was real, right? Whether the MJF and Tony Khan were able to come together again, that remained to be seen until last night. Hangman Page and Punk, that's very real. Colt Cabana and Punk, beyond real, right? These are all real feelings. The falling out between the Bucks and Punk, we already knew that ahead of time via sources months ago that there was dissension there before there was any talk of a storyline. So my point is, if this turns out to go into a storyline, I'm cool with it. Just remember, this all stemmed from very real feelings, very real emotions, very real life situations and scenarios. Sometimes that's the best stories in pro wrestling when you're basing it off of reality. So there was a lot of that media scrum last night where I was watching Punk in character the entire time, fucking with everybody. Like, this has to be a work. But then there was things said that it wouldn't make sense if it was a work. You're just literally destroying people's credibility, right? Allow me to explain, if you don't mind. Let me get a swig of my hazelnut latte, and I will explain. If this is a work, I ask who is being worked, right? We have to dissect this. Because there's people that are just saying it's a work and they're just leaving it like that. Like, oh, this is a work and we're all going to be just fucking, it's going to be amazing. But you can't destroy people in the work. Does that make sense? You can't raise someone up like Punk by tearing everybody else down. That's what I'm saying. So if this is a work, let's start with Tony Khan. It makes Tony Khan look like an absolute fucktard, does it not? I mean, I'm asking, doesn't this make like Tony Khan look like he cannot control any of the inmates in the asylum? Tony Khan's up there in a media scrum. CM Punk is running the business. He even had a line last night. Punk actually said the words, "I'm trying to run a fucking company here." Literally. I'm sorry. This is a quote. "I'm trying to run a fucking business," he says. And Tony Khan's just there like fucking like, does anyone have Doritos? I mean, this made Tony Khan look like a fucking idiot, the way that CM Punk was owning his ass last night. And always seems to. So that's why I ask. I'm just asking. If it's a work, doesn't this make Tony Khan look like a fucking imbecile? Moving on, Hangman Page from the beginning. Hangman Page is an absolute joke right about now, correct? Guys, weeks ago he was called out. And it comes to find out he was in catering eating. The picture that Silver put out. He's eating his triple-layered moose cake instead of answering a challenge for the championship. And then he gets fucking bitch slapped verbally by Punk during that same week. And now these weeks have passed. 2 weeks have passed. And Hangman Page is still silent. Nothing. This makes this dude look like a fuck. And then he went out. Punk in this media scrum totally verbally assaulted him again last night. And nothing from Hangman Page. This was cowboy shit. And Punk called him coward shit weeks ago, and we love Hangman Page. But so far, if Hangman doesn't respond in some way, this is coward shit. And you say, well, BC, give it time. This is part of the story. No, it wasn't. 2 weeks ago, it was supposed to be Mox and Punk's story going into All Out. Instead, Hangman, his name got brought up because Punk went into business for himself. That was real, right? That wasn't part of a story. And you know that because now MJF is back. Now it's MJF and Punk now. Probably going to be for New York, Queens. What is it? Grand Slam, whatever the fuck it is next. That would be next. So Hangman fits into the equation not at all. Hangman instead of responding to Punk, Last week, Hangman is asking the Dark Order if they need a third member in their trios match. That's what you downgraded yourself to after Punk just verbally fucking bitch slapped you? You guys know I'm right. We have respect for Hangman, but this whole thing, if it's a work, made him look like a fucking joke. And if it's going to pay off for Hangman down the line, how much farther down the line? 2 months after he was verbally bitch slapped the first time? And then there's a second time? And then what? Colt Cabana. Colt Cabana, guys. This was an actual line that CM Punk said about Colt Cabana last night. And I quote, Colt Cabana shared a bank account with his mother. And aside from Vince McMahon, is the only other name that benefited off of the CM Punk name the most. So he's saying Colt Cabana's whole entire existence, career-wise, is based on my name. And he said the only reason the lawsuits got settled out was because he emailed begging us to stop it because we found out that he shared a bank account with his mother. How does Colt Cabana come out looking good like this if he's part of a storyline? Whether he's still with the company or not, you're using his name. Defamation at its finest right there as CM Punk uses him for 5 minutes in this media scrum. Colt Cabana's never going to come back from that, bro. So TK looks like a fucking idiot. Hangman Page looks like a fucking imbecile. Colt Cabana, I don't know if he's ever going to come back from this. Who is benefiting from this work? And then he says, the Young Bucks, the EVPs are coming out looking like fucking idiots. And what are you going to tell me? This is going to lead to a CM Punk FTR versus Kenny Omega Young Bucks 6-man tag match? Is this really what this is all about? The EVPs are going to look like morons, absolute imbeciles to the most amplified of measures before a 6-man tag for trios titles? Come on, man. Literally, did you guys realize what Punk said about the Bucks? Because saying that the Bucks and maybe even Omega leaked lies, that's what he literally said. He didn't allude to that. Punk said that the EVPs leaked lies. Hey, listen to this quote. You want to talk about throw it work or not? This is not going to make your EVPs look good. CM Punk said, and I quote, "You have irresponsible people running around backstage who call themselves EVPs, when in reality, they couldn't even manage a target." Damn! Mic drop! That's bigger than any pipe bomb Punk has ever thrown. He just lit a match to the backstage bullshit by those who believe they have power. We already know that Cody was not happy with the way that the power structure was in AEW with his former buddies. Still buddies. You can say still buddies. But when it came to work, they were not seeing eye to eye. Cody knew he had to get the fuck out. This EVP thing was not for him. And because of that, he was getting into these arguments with Young Bucks and Omega. Well, now Punk is backing that up. Several people are now saying that them as EVPs is an absolute joke. Jericho, this is what word that BC is hearing. Jericho has been acting more like an EVP backstage than they are. I don't know if that's true. I'm not back there. I'm telling you what my people down in Florida has told me, and usually they're pretty fucking right. So I'm going to say that line again, guys, and you tell me. CM Punk said this about the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega. And I quote, "You have irresponsible people running around backstage who call themselves EVPs when in reality, they couldn't even manage a target." So again, I ask, if this is a work, your EVPs have been completely not just thrown under the bus, they've been crushed by the bus. Tony Khan looks like a clown, a joke, an idiot. Hangman Page has looked like an imbecile from 3 weeks ago. So Hangman Page, Colt Cabana, Tony Khan, the entire EVP structure, Young Bucks and Kenny Omega, all don't look good in this work, if it is, and not a shoot. But more importantly, you know who gets hurt by this even more than anybody? Maybe anybody? I think everybody gets hurt equally. MJF, my motherfucking boy. My top dude in that company. One of my favorite wrestlers in this world, up there with Bray Wyatt, Sasha Banks, and Jay Lethal, the Briscoes, the Usos. I put MJF right up there, man. MJF is constantly that fucking dude, whether it's social media, whether he's signing an autograph, whether he bumps into you in a Target. he's going to be the same MJF, that asshole that you came to expect. He's not going to break character and fuck up kayfabe so that when you watch him, you're thinking, oh, he's just playing a character. He's such a nice guy in real life. No, MJF is going to flip you off on camera and in real life. I love that shit. Do you realize that MJF came back after over 3 months of an absence last night? Over 3 months. And do you realize what all the headlines are about today? It's not even about MJF. I have not seen one main headline. Or if I do, it's followed by the Punk rant. Punk's tirade at the media scrum and dropping all the F-bombs and throwing the locker room under the bus. MJF's return. The beautiful return, too. I would have had a little bit more at the finish there. But him coming out the way he did, trumped by CM Punk, what is called going into business for himself. Whether that's a work or not, why would you absolutely trump the return of MJF? I couldn't believe that that's what we're talking about. BC, that's my boy, MJF. I should be talking about MJF's return. No, that's not the hot topic. I run a wrestling podcast. The fuck you want me to talk about? This is the thing that everyone's talking about. This is the thing that everybody wants me to discuss and try to decipher and break down. Nobody gives a fuck about MJF right now because we're trying to think, is Punk and what he's doing a work? I come back full circle to what I started with nearly 15 minutes ago. Who is working who if this is a work? Everybody, the company, is looking like a fucking joke if this is a work. Everybody has been thrown under the bus for one guy, CM Punk, is what you're telling me if this is a work. Because how does anybody save face? This would only set up Kenny Omega and the Bucks versus FTR and Punk. Hangman Page would still not have a fucking say in it unless Page somehow helps Omega, rejoins that clique, and would you give a fuck? Listen, I love, and to show how fair I am, I love the realness of that promo, the pipe bomb that Punk was dropping last night. I love the realness of it. I love the realness. The problem is you're actually burying everybody as you drop each line in the pipe bomb. The trick is to not bury everybody, including the company and the owner right next to you. The trick is to make it as real as possible, but not actually bury the motherfuckers. Keep everybody ignited. Keep the flames ignited. Don't totally take out the fucking flames before you leave. Don't start the fire and then put it out before anybody else can get that fucking rubbing heat from it. And that's what Punk did. He got up after eating his fucking cookies or Cheerios, whatever he was eating. Some fucking bake shop, which he gave a shout out to. And then he told everybody, Dave fucking Meltzer and everybody that was at this media scrum, other podcasts, that's all it is. It's not like it's Sports Center. It's just other YouTubers, other content creators, right? You got Davey Meltzer. You got Denise Salcedo. You got all of them out there with their cameras up, and he tells them all. Just remember, watch what you believe, watch what you're hearing, and remember we're all human beings here. Calling out all the lies that his EVPs have been spreading about him. I just don't see how there's more good than bad here. I love the style, the realness in the promo. I love how we can enter that realm. Bring in that shit. Make people question if it's a work or a shoot. The problem, I'll say this a 10th time because nobody has an answer. Who's working who? Who does this help? You can't tell me Tony had long-term booking planned from the beginning, because that's what's going to happen, right? No matter what the ending is, this is obviously going to turn into a work. If it wasn't already, the only way to go here is a work, right? A worked shoot is what it's going to end up being. So that's when everybody's going to go, see? Everybody questioned TK. You can't do that. TK always has a plan. Bro, did you see what the fuck happened to Hangman Page? The guy was called out weeks ago, never, till this very day, has never responded. Instead, he was eating his triple-layered moose cake, wanted nothing to do with Punk. And then he walked up to the fucking Dark Order last week and said, hey, man, I don't have a match at All Out. Everybody else does. There's 15 fucking matches. I have nothing. So if you guys will let me into your match, that'll be cool. How the fuck is that? How is that fucking long-term booking for Hangman? You gotta look past that, guys. It's gotta be smart. It can't just be long-term booking without smarts and attached to it. It has to make sense. Otherwise, anything is fucking long-term booking. I mean, you could literally have Orange Cassidy steal Wardlow's orange juice at catering, and that's the storyline for 4 months. Wardlow is chasing him for the orange juice backstage. And then in 4 months, we get that match at the pay-per-view. BC, why aren't you happy? It's a long-term storyline, man. 4 months ago, Orange Cassidy stole the orange juice from Wardlow. You're just impatient, buddy. You gotta enjoy long-term storytelling. It's called long-term booking, BC. Well, nobody's gonna give a fuck about the orange juice 4 months later, jackass. That's the problem. Hangman looks like a fucking idiot. Hangman was all about cowboy shit. This was a guy who was champion of the world, and this guy is begging the Dark Order to be a part of their match. He wasn't begging them, basically. He was just saying he's available. Yeah, that's okay with you? 15 matches for the pay-per-view. Your former world champion has nothing. It's almost like Punk, and I'm not saying this is true, but it's almost like Punk had a talk with Tony and said, listen, I ain't doing any business unless Hangman Page is at the bottom of the fucking barrel. Because look at Hangman's last 2 to 3 months. Look at it. Don't take my word for it if you don't want to. Look at Hangman Page's booking. Colt Cabana, he's not even in the it's literally like Punk is running the company and Tony Khan is too scared to do anything about it. Punk I think this was accidentally. Punk said, and I quote, I'm trying to run a fucking business. This is a quote. You want me to read the whole thing? Listen to this. Punk says this. I'm trying to run a fucking business, not TK. I'm trying to run a fucking business here. And when somebody who hasn't done a damn thing in this business jeopardizes the first billion-dollar house that this company has ever drawn off of my back, and then goes on national television and does that, it's a disgrace to the industry. It's a disgrace to this company. And the fact that I have to get up here and do this in 2022 is fucking embarrassing. End quote. That's what Punk said about Hangman Page. No, probably the EVP, everybody fucking shit on. He said, and I quote, I'm trying to run a fucking business here. And when somebody who hasn't done a damn thing in this business jeopardizes the first billion-dollar house that this company has ever drawn off of my back, and then goes on national television and does that, it's a disgrace to the industry. It's a disgrace to this company. And the fact that I have to get up here and do this in 2022 is a fucking embarrassment. End quote. That's Punk. Punk was, that's what I mean. There's storyline, right? It's a work. And then all of a sudden, it's just literally dragging your fellow talent to the point where it's going to be hard for them to come back. Hangman Page has been dragged for the last 2 fucking months. Hangman Page is eating a triple-layered moose cake when he's being called out by Punk weeks ago. Hangman Page is trying to get a match with the Dark Order because Tony Khan didn't give him anything for All Out. I mean, that's his booking. It's almost like Punk is actually making them fucking pay. And when he says, I'm trying to run a business, was that a slip-up? Or is that CM Punk literally thinking, this is my bitch? I can tell everybody I'm here to play along with everybody. But at the end of the day, I'm Phil Brooks. You guys are fucking bottom barrel fucking feeders. I'm trying to run a business. Punk, you're not running the business, bro. Your numbers aren't that good, man. He says this, man. Punk says this, and I quote, what did I ever do in this world to deserve an empty-headed fucking dumb fuck like Hangman Adam Page to go out on national television and fucking go into business for himself? It's not Tony's position to make it fucking clear. It's people that call themselves EVPs that should have fucking known better. Damn, I forgot about that paragraph, unit. I gotta read that again for my own take. I apologize. I have to read that again. I forgot about that. Listen to what he said about Hangman Page and the EVPs. What did I ever do in this world to deserve an empty-headed fucking dumb fuck like Hangman Adam Page? He called him an empty-headed fucking dumb fuck. like Hangman Adam Page to go out on national television and then go into business for his fucking self. It's not Tony's position to make it fucking clear. There's people that call themselves EVPs that should have fucking known better. He says you have irresponsible people running around backstage who call themselves EVPs when in reality, they couldn't even manage a target. Now we know that Kevin Owens is good buddies with Young Bucks, Omega, all them, right? Literally minutes after this scrum reached everybody's ears last night, Owens, oddly, he put up a post of his main event with Stone Cold Steve Austin. We all know that Phil Brooks, CM Punk, his biggest regret WWE, he never got the chance to main event WrestleMania, and he's been bitter about that. That's what a lot of talents say today. Owens is good friends with the Bucks and such. Owens put that up minutes after the media scrum, almost like a fuck you to Phil Brooks, a fuck you to CM Punk. And Owens, and he's not the only one. Colt Cabana liked a few posts as well that was talking about Punk's. A lot of people coming to the defense of the Bucks and such. Not so much for Punk. But that Owens one, keep an eye on that. It looked like Kevin Owens was kind of sending a jab over to CM Punk. And then Punk ended that scrum. Listen to this shit, man. Listen to this. Listen to this. This is what I mean. I mean, you're taking the whole locker room and making them look like chumps. He says this. This is CM Punk, and I quote, "And I will still walk up and down this hallway and say, if you have a fucking problem with me, take it up with me. Let's fucking go." Again, CM Punk challenging the entire fucking locker room to a fight backstage, not a wrestling match. "I will still walk up and down the hallway and say, if you have a fucking problem with me, take it up with me. Let's fucking go." Guys, I ask again, if this is a work or not is not even the question anymore. Now it's about who's being worked. Isn't this making the locker room look like fucking idiots? Isn't this making Tony Khan look like he's got a farce for an organization? Does he not give a fuck? He got fucking... His Mox Punk match broke 1 million 2 weeks ago. Now, they lost 30,000 viewers last week, but they were still able to stay over 1 million. That's 2 weeks in a row. That never happens with AEW. So maybe he's just going on that, man. Maybe his new thing is he doesn't even give a fuck. As long as there's blurred lines, if there's any type of interest, I'm taking it. And it's post All Out. There's a lot of buzz. MJF is back, and CM Punk has let a fuse. And I don't know where that fuse goes. It's like a wild fuse right now that could catch the entire forest on fire. But maybe it's a fire you can't look away from. Maybe they pull over 1 million a third week in a row, and then you gotta ask, does fucking Tony Khan give a fuck about the perception of the company? As long as people are actually viewing it, we need to see what the fuck's happening. Yeah. I don't know, fucking know, bro. This just happened last night at like 1 a.m. We're still finding out together. It's not even 5 p.m. Eastern time right now. But wow. If this is, where do you even go with it? If it's not CM Punk and FTR versus the Elite, which I don't know if all of this is worth a 6-man tag match. That's nothing. That's peanuts. Where else could you go with this, man? CM Punk has become the anti-authority character. Shitting on the EVPs and treating Tony Khan like shit last night. Did you guys see the scrum? He was treating him like shit last night. But MJF is the anti-authority figure, and that should absolutely be the storyline, right? He told Tony Khan before he left, what are you going to do? Fire me? Maybe you'll hire some more WWE wrestlers, and you'll treat... Maybe if I was an ex-WWE wrestler, you treat me better, is what he said. And then he said, what are you going to do if I keep going? You going to fire me? And then we didn't see him for months. Now he comes back, and what? He's going to be the face? Punk is the fucking heel? Or Punk is going to play the middle guy like John Cena did for so many years, but he's going to kind of be anti-authority now. Well, that's going to take a shit on MJF's character. The only way you salvage this is if somehow Punk and MJF are in. There's a cahoots. MJF and Punk are forming some type of supergroup. And this is the closest thing to the NWO that we've ever seen in the last 20 years plus. Maybe that works. That would be a super group, man, if MJF and CM Punk are forming something against the EVPs and Tony Khan and whoever Tony Khan builds up. That could be fucking fun. I'm not saying that's where Tony Khan was going from the beginning with this shit, but that could be fucking fun. Chat, work or shoot up front. This whole CM Punk shit, just put one word if you don't mind. You can put more words, but I won't be able to see it because I'm just going to be looking for one. Work or shoot. My chat, 4 weeks or more, man. You have to be subbed for at least 4 weeks, guys. It's not just any normal channel, man. We're a legit faction on this channel. La Familia. We're the amplified unit. So you have to, it's the initiation dues, man. You got to pay 4 weeks before you can chat up in here. But we'd love to have you in, man. If you're starting up with the unit today, in 4 weeks, we'd love to have you fucking participating. A lot of you guys are saying straight up shoot. Some works in there. It's gonna end up being a work. We just don't know what version we're gonna have when it's finally a work totally, because there's a lot of real issues there. Even if it's a straight up work, I'm pretty sure Punk just told Khan he's got what he's gonna do as an overall draft. No lines were ran over, I bet, from Tony Khan. There's no way, man, that these lines should have been approved. So even if this was a work, it's Punk just telling Khan what he would like to do, and Khan's like, all right, man, just please be careful. And then CM Punk just ripped everybody to shreds. So, I mean, this is just, there's a lot of shoot in this. When this ends up being a work, just remember, this is from real emotion, man, because nobody looks good here. Hangman Page, Colt Cabana, the EVPs, Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, Tony Khan, all of AEW when he says if anybody's got a fucking problem, let's fucking go in the hallway. Like, when I'm done with this, anybody. The whole locker room, CM Punk took a shit on. Most of you guys think this is straight shoot. I can't even fucking, I can't even blame you for thinking that. No matter what, we're going to see a variation of a work, and that's what should happen, right? Everyone's going to have to sit down and do business now. You already put this on your live television or pay-per-view. It's already making its rounds. Now you're going to have to sit the fuck down and do grown-up business. This is somehow going to have to become a work if it's not already. I just don't see where the fuck you're going to do this where everybody looks good. Even if Hangman Page this Wednesday calls out Punk, then what the fuck was MJF coming out just saying he wants the fucking title? He's next up in line for it. Now Hangman Page, he waited a month to confront Punk? No way does any of this make sense, guys. And then moments later, now I don't know if you guys want to believe this or not. I can't get the right source for this, but I'm seeing this story a lot. I still have to crack the right source. I ain't gonna lie to you guys, man. Saturday night took a lot out of BC, the Clash. We rocked for 4 hours, and I went over to the Jersey Shore for yesterday. So I'm trying to get this news as it comes. But then we hear that CM Punk took a swing at one of the Young Bucks, and there was a backstage altercation. Security had to come. One security guy from the actual media scrum had to go help. That's what we're hearing. I don't know if you guys believe that shit or not. I don't know if you guys have exactly the source that it came from. But apparently backstage, somebody took Punk up on the offer. We're hearing it was the Young Bucks who were pissed off. And Punk took a swing. Security was able to separate them. Nobody has been able to confirm that from AEW backstage. Carlos Ray on tape. Oh, so it's already fucking filmed? I didn't see anybody put it on vid. I thought this was just word. I did not hear that this has been a vid that's been going around. Yeah, we saw the security guy take off. I believe it's not on tape, the actual fight, or at least has not been distributed. Oh, Meltzy said it happened. Meltzy boy said it happened. So I never know if Meltzer's in on a work or not with this guy, bro. I never know what Meltzer's thinking, man. In fact, CM Punk actually asked Meltzer last night, Dave, What did I do wrong to deserve those type of lies from Hangman Page? Again, he called Hangman Page. I can't believe what he called Hangman Page, bro. What did he call him? CM Punk called Hangman Page an empty-headed fucking dumb fuck. An empty-headed fucking dumb fuck. After Page already was booked like a clown the entire month after Punk just called him out, or 3 weeks ago, 4, whatever it was. And literally, Hangman looked like a fucking idiot. How do you save this, guys? That's not long-term booking. Not for Hangman. That's why a lot of this is definitely a shoot. Hangman was mentioned, verbally annihilated weeks ago, and they never had a follow-up. You're going to follow it up 2-3 months later? When MJF is next in line and Mox just got beat? You can't just long-term story book for somebody, man. Long-term booking has to work for everybody. It can't just be for one dude. It can't just be for Punk. Not even just MJF. But what about Hangman? What about the Bucks? Man, bro. I mean, there's so much realness in that last night that normally I would love that. And I did love a lot of it. But some of these lines that were being thrown out, you're literally, I don't know how they can come back from that. Like, Hangman was already thrown under the bus and then ran over 17 times by accident, I guess. The bus just put it in fucking drive and then accidentally put it in reverse, put it in drive again, reverse, drive, reverse, and poor Hangman is getting ran over 17 times. There was no need to verbally annihilate him even more. This was a situation where after the 17th time that Hangman got ran over by that bus, the bus driver finally found a way to put it in drive for good, ran off. Hangman's obviously already done. He's already fucking been ran over 17 times. He's laying in the road, fucking just waiting up for somebody to scrape him like a pancake off of the grill, off of the road. And that's like Punk getting out of his smart car, his electric car, whatever the fuck, I don't know. That seems like fucking what CM Punk would be driving. So CM Punk lights a fucking match on the Hangman. Why the fuck you gotta light them? Just let the fucking guy get scraped up by local authorities. Let him have a proper fucking burial. You gotta light the guy? There was no need to do what that man did to Hangman last night. Hangman was done uber filthy. Hangman Page, it's going to take a whirlwind to get him back on track. CM Punk has single-handedly snapped any momentum that Hangman had from that title run. And you guys know I'm fucking right. You tell me, how the fuck does Hangman come back from this shit? For a fan like BC, right? I'm sure there's fans out there that anything that Tony Khan books Hangman in, you're going to be like, I like Hangman, I'm okay with it, BC. I'm okay with it. Hangman can beat Alex Reynolds next week, BC, and then I'm back into the good graces of Hangman. It's okay. No harm, no foul. BC, you're thinking too hard on it, man. How the fuck does this guy come back? Fans who use logic are going to know the last 2 months of this guy eating at catering, trying to get into a 6-man tag with the Dark Order on a pay-per-view that already has 15 fucking matches, and Hangman can't get a prevalent match. He refuses to even mention CM Punk. I mean, Hangman Page looks like a fucking idiot. And you're going to tell me this is just fully a work? Your EVPs are just being fucking pissed on. It's not even, you already took a shit on them. Now you're just whipping your fucking dick out and pissing on them every time they cross each other in the hallway. Every time Punk takes a little, Punk's whipping out his fucking, there it is, man, pissing on fucking little Matt, and Nick's trying to save him, Nick's covering him, Nick's getting pissed on. Kenny Omega's fucking flying out, guys, what's going on? Fucking Omega's getting pissed on. Nobody's gonna take them seriously as executive vice presidents if everybody is just shitting on them and pissing on them and taking them as a joke. Storyline is one thing, bro. You can't have one guy completely bash the authority, like Tony Khan, and the EVPs, the entire authority, and everybody on the roster, and people like Cabana that are probably not even on the roster anymore. This benefits one person. MJF returned last night. MJF came back last night, and that's not even the big story. The big story here is CM Punk once again making it about CM Punk. Sure, he won the championship over Mox. That sucks for Mox, by the way. Mox was fucking with so much momentum. This was the best Jon Moxley I've ever seen. Way better than any Dean Ambrose. Way better than The Shield. Moxley had this confidence in the last couple of months. Moxley was fucking with this confidence and this momentum that you don't see a lot in pro wrestling. Mox was a motherfucking machine as of late. The sky was the limit, and I'm not even sure that's the limit for Mox. That's how good Mox has been. To see Mox lose that match last night, that was hard, but you knew it was going to go over to Punk. It was still hard. It was hard to see Mox have to drop that. But MJF comes back. That should be the fucking story, bro. No, man. MJF coming back is peanuts. We're all talking about fucking CM Punk totally annihilating everybody in that company. Again, this helps Punk. I'm not sure it does anything for anybody else. Literally anybody else. MJF was overshadowed. My boy MJF deserved better than that, dude. And if you're going right into MJF versus Punk, then Hangman Page was just... Everybody took a shit. Punk took a shit on Hangman again. Tony Khan allowed it by giving him a live mic. Took a shit on Hangman again with no payoff for Hangman. Will we even see Hangman in the next several weeks? Now we probably will because BC's making it a fucking point. And Tony Khan again. I'll put a fucking bow. I'll put a fucking a cherry on top of this conversation. Tony Khan last night, a guy who had no fucking control over the inmates. CM Punk is just literally fucking with this guy. Even if he told Tony before, I'm gonna do X, Y, and Z, right? We're gonna work this a little bit, right? I'm gonna make this a little bit of a work. And Tony's like, all right, please just be careful, and you know what I need and can't have. And Punk's like, I got it. And I honestly think Punk just absolutely just annihilated everybody on his fucking watch. And Tony Khan was like, fuck. Did you see Tony's face during that shit? Tony didn't know what the fuck was happening. Again, I'm not saying this is... Grown-ups are going to now have to put on the big boy pants, and they're going to have to make this a total work. I think that there's some blurred lines here with Punk. There's a lot of shoot, obviously. All of this comes from real emotion. But I feel that also Punk wanted to fucking work this in. So there's no doubt I feel there's a mixture, but it's way heavily favored into the shoot category. And that's where everybody that's not named CM Punk is going to get hurt by this. That's the problem. If he could somehow find 50-50, right? A little bit of shoot, a little bit of work, mix it together, we're good. But if you listen to that media scrum, you watch Tony, it was heavily favored into the shoot category. There was a little bit of work mixed in. What happens? Trust me, I'm already telling you guys what's going to happen. A lot of the people he threw under that bus, ran over, lighted a match, lit them on fire. A lot of them are not going to be able to bounce back from this. Perception is reality. The perception of the EVPs alone is going to happen. This is what I mean. And if the rest of the locker doesn't know what's happening, you have a divided locker room. We already know there's turmoil. We already know people are asking for their releases. We already know that it's not all a bed of roses in that company. But when you have people like Ricky Starks, when you have people like Chris Jericho, and so many others that just this week said, I don't know where most of these stories are coming from. It's a pretty good locker room, actually, from my viewpoint. I'm not seeing all the uprest, the stress, the people that are upset. I'm not seeing it too much. You're making them look like absolute fucking tools here. Because it's obvious, man. You have Andrade fucking liking social media posts from fans that are saying he was booked better in WWE. Miro liking the same post saying he was booked better as Rusev Day in WWE. You got stories on Aleister Black, guys. Aleister Black asking for his release. We still don't have confirmation that that's legit though, right? Am I right, chat? Unless a new story broke out in the last 3 hours. The latest word I got is that Malakai Black, Aleister Black, House of Black leader, Malakai, he asked for his release. if you look at the fucking guy's booking, I wouldn't fucking blame him. He came over to AEW to be stuffed in a fucking faction that they couldn't even fucking look good in a damn trios tournament, which is what they are. They're a trio. And they couldn't even make it to the fucking finals in that. Malakai, you want to look? Last night, teasing his AEW departure, too. Well, maybe that's just a tease. We'll see. Bobby Fish is another one that wants to fucking take off. He's been praising Triple H lately. Exactly right in the chat. Malakai Black, check this out, man. His last singles W was back on June 22nd. That was a win over Penta. June, guys. We're in September. Last night's pay-per-view was September. June 22nd was Malakai Black's last W over Penta. He then had a tag team win 3 weeks later over Reynolds and Silver. He was then pinned by Reynolds 2 weeks ago in a random six-man tag via the Fruit Roll-Up. And last night was pinned again by Darby Allin in the way that he was pinned. Yeah, go figure. Not what we thought the booking would be for Malakai Black. Losing to Alex Reynolds via roll-up, Darby Allin's roll-up. You fucking name it, man. This is Malakai. This is what we said when he was Alistair and his booking was shit. And we said, damn, I can't wait till he goes to AEW because Tony Khan is going to know what the fuck to do with him. Smash that up, by the way, guys. We're heading toward 300. I want to see that live. Give it an amplified smash, dude. Don't press it, man. Smash that shit. I don't want you breaking your computer or your phone. But smash that shit over 300, too, man. That's going to be pretty cool to see live. So I appreciate that, Amp Unit. Big time. That's going to help the algorithm later, too. Nice. Over 3. Let's head toward 400 now, Amp Unit. I appreciate that. That's going to help the thousands later when this is into the algorithm. That's going to help them check this vid out. I appreciate that. So if you're thinking Tony Khan was going to do something big with Malakai, right from the jump, he got thrown into this House of Black. But he's going to be the leader, BC. The leader of what? A bunch of fucking loser misfits? A bunch of fucking dudes that you might see coming out of Hot Topic late night at the mall? Because they're not devastating. Nobody's scared of Malakai in his group. Even little fucking Julia Hart was like, I don't know, Pillman Jr., this could be fun. It's like dress up. And little Julia Hart joined probably for the only reason that she loves the fucking costume play, right? It's like role play. Nobody's scared of this fucking group. He's better as Aleister Black under Triple H right now. What? Is that too much truth? You know I'm right. Tony Khan doesn't know how to book out Malakai Black, so I say let Triple H book Aleister Black. Zelina Vega's already there. You ain't telling me that Zelina Vega is not getting the culture and bringing that back to Malakai. Malakai's not telling fucking Zelina, and they're not talking. H would love to have Malakai. H loved Aleister. Triple H loved Aleister Black. I often wonder, guys, what these talents are thinking that are not being used properly. Like, if Adam Cole, baby, right? Adam Cole has been literally, even winning the Owen Hart and carrying around the fucking pink title. You forget this guy's on the roster. In NXT, he was the fucking god. He was the Shawn Michaels of NXT, what Shawn used to be. In AEW, I don't fucking know any match I'm going to go back and watch that was Adam Cole, babies. I bet you Cole is like, fuck, man, if I waited just a couple extra months. I think I'm much more vivid on Malakai Black because that's my boy, man. Whoa, man. What the fuck? 375. Dude, I just saw that. I was just asking you guys 2 minutes ago to hit 300. You motherfuckers are about to hit 400. That was in 2 fucking minutes. How the hell did that just jump 80? You guys fucking rock, bro. Let's take this shit to 400. Might as well. We're already fucking rocking right here, man. BC's dropping the pipe bombs now. I'm huge on Malakai. I was huge on Aleister, and I was ripping Vince McMahon apart for the horrible booking on Alistair. How fucking dare you treat that dude like shit? But then you do that to Malakai as Tony Khan. He didn't need to be in a faction for 2 upfront years, man. You make him a legit bona fide main event superstar by himself for at least 2 years. And then you could put him in a faction. What the fuck was he playing around in a faction already? And then Tony doesn't even give him good booking. Or he actually had a lot of W's consecutive. I will say that. It's like WWE with AJ Styles, one of the best wrestlers in the world. You would never know it because his booking sucks. But you say, well, if you look at the win and loss for AJ Styles, BC, it's actually really good. It is. Nobody cared about it because they were all irrelevant W's. All of the W's that Malakai was able to rack up meant shit. It did nothing. I just told you guys his booking since June 22nd. 1 win over Penta by himself, and then a tag team win 3 weeks later over Reynolds and Silver. Then Reynolds is beating him, and then he loses last night to Darby Allin. Darby Allin! Alex Reynolds! Reynolds from the Dark Order is beating him. How do you bounce back from that? Don't worry, Beasley. He'll bounce back from... Oh, shit. Over 400. You guys fucking rock, dude. What the fuck? Let's take it to 500, unit. Fuck it. Let's just start banging out, bro. You guys rock. Listen, and real quick, this isn't as bad, but I do want to echo a little bit of a red flag to Tony Khan. A little bit of a warning. Just be careful. And that's Bryan Danielson's booking. Now, you say, BC, Bryan Danielson's fine. Relevance. He collects W's for the most part, but it's relevance. Bryan Danielson has just felt so fucking irrelevant for the longest time, and he's one of the best wrestlers in the world. But ever since Mox beat Bryan at Revolution, that was March 6th, Bryan has then won 3 straight tag matches with Mox, then 2 singles wins over Wheeler, Yuta, and Trent Beretta, 5 straight tag matches, mostly 6-man tags. Then a win over Matt Sydal. A 10-man tag loss, Anarchy in the Arena. And a follow-up singles loss to Daniel Garcia. A win over Jake Hager last week. And then a loss last night to Chris Jericho. So as of late, 50-50 booking. Losing to Dan Garcia. Chris Jericho last night, Garcia last week, or 2 weeks ago, 10 days ago, whatever the fuck it was. So Danny Garcia, Chris Jericho, a 10-man schmaz. Those are 3 losses in the last month. 2 months. You gotta be careful here, man. Somebody who is so high on Bryan Danielson, and you're even making me lose interest in that dude somehow. It's not necessarily the L's and the W's, guys. It's not that he lost to Jericho. I can believe that. The Daniel Garcia shit, fuck that, bro. I know a lot of you guys are asking me to believe that, and he got his win back. It was 50-50 booking, BC. He got his win back a week later, and it helped make Dan Garcia, BC. Not at the expense of fucking Bryan Danielson. That's... what the fuck? Come on, man. You can't do that. That's like me saying I need to see Dawkins beat AJ Styles ever. No, I don't need to. A member of Mustache Mountain beating AJ Styles. No, I don't need to see Dan Garcia beat Bryan fucking Danielson. And if you're asking me why, it's because he's Bryan fucking Danielson. There's ways to make somebody, give them a rub, help them out, like they're doing with Wheeler Yuta in this fucking group. Well, if it fucking piques my interest too much, but a lot of you guys, okay. But to beat Bryan Danielson, after Bryan Danielson can't even beat anybody, it seems, that's big on the big stage. He loses the fucking Mox at Revolution. He cannot beat fucking Hangman and Omega in those 60-minute Iron Man matches. 30-minute, 60-minute, 90, whatever the fuck it was. He goes the distance. He didn't collect a W. He's becoming like Bray Wyatt. He can't get the job done on the biggest of stages. All I'm saying is just be careful with Bryan Danielson's booking. Because even he is starting to look a lot less fucking prestigious. I'm not saying we gotta think of him like it's the height of the fucking Yes movement, but fuck, can we look at him and feel something again? You look at fucking social with fucking Jericho and Bryan Danielson's match last night. Nobody was talking about how much of a banger it was. I understand the crowd was spent from an entire weekend of matches, by the way. But nobody was talking about how that match lived up to anything. All these factions are starting to weigh WWE down. It's honestly like the fucking Titanic, right? There's a problem with the ship. There's a leak. Whether it's the Young Bucks, like CM Punk says, and they're leaking out information on him, and he's the fucking champ, and that makes him look bad, so now he's gonna shit back on them. There's a leak. All the backstage turmoil, people asking for releases, a lot of people not happy with their booking. There's a leak in the ship. And what happened is there's so many fucking people that Tony Khan is letting on it. Come on, to safety. Don't drown, or at least let's see if we can fill this thing. Come on, and he's filling the fucking boat even more. He's not realizing that the more fucking people you have on it, it's just gonna sink even faster. At some point, if anybody wants to survive, you gotta cut the boat off. No, everybody, you get the fuck out of here. We're trying to find shore. Whoever's on the boat, try to find shore and save some lives. If he lets everybody on, the ship is gonna sink. You're all gonna die. Everybody on the ship, nobody makes it. This guy signs and he signs and he signs and he signs. And he's got no place to put him TV time-wise. There's only enough TV time. You only have a 2-hour show every week. Rampage, nobody fucking watches it. Rampage is 1 fucking hour after SmackDown. It's the little fucking bitch boy of Dynamite. So you have 2 hours. Where the fuck are you putting over 100 fucking talent members? Because the guy has over 127 talent members. 127. 100 of them are dudes. Nearly 30 females, where are you putting them? So you know what he does? He puts them in fucking factions. So then you have 20 fucking factions. So then he has to make a trios division. So then you get a bunch of 6-man tags. Schmaz matches, I call them. Because it is not a tag match. It's not a tag match. It's a fucking gymnastics meetup. Where some of the best gymnasts in the world get together. They turn the ring into a trampoline. And they practice their gymnastics. Because nobody is making actual fucking tags throughout the match. The referee doesn't give a fuck about the rules. He's twiddling his fucking thumbs, and every once in a while, he'll put his thumbs up his ass to make the match more fun for himself. Referee's in the corner. He doesn't care about the rules. The tag teams don't care about the rules. They're just worried about setting up their next spot for their next flips and their dives. They're going to do the 456-29 Who Dicky Splash. Here comes the fucking 495 inadverted dive. The fucking Bachwinkle, Sensibility, Light Oomba, 425, no he didn't splash. Whatever they're calling it these days. And you can't sell it. You can't fucking sell it, folks. Even though it looks like that move should fucking kill that person for 10 fucking days at least before he wakes up. No, you gotta get up in 4 seconds. Because now you have to set up for the next guy who's gonna dive on you. With his fucking 916 Yankee, oh shit, here it comes maneuver. And then you got to get up 6 seconds after that because now it's your turn to do your gymnastics on somebody. And maybe we can do a fun spot where everybody grabs each other into a big hug and they look up and they stare at you for 10 seconds. And finally you got your feet placed and you jump off the top turnbuckle and you jump onto everybody who's hugging each other. Let's see that every fucking night, 3 times a night. Because now we have a trios division. Fuck yeah. It's exactly what we wanted to see. Trios division. 6-man schmazes. And it's an easy way for Tony Khan to fill up the card, not have to worry about anything, right? We'll do that. Trios division. Yep, just go out there, do your gymnastics. The crowd will be on their feet. They'll be doing their chant. This is awesome. Fight forever. Oh, what else? What else am I fucking missing? AEW! 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 Right, the little jackass in the front row will have his little sign and just enjoy wrestling. Just enjoy wrestling, guys. Don't complain about it if it's not good enough. Just enjoy it, man. I know the booking might suck right now. Just enjoy wrestling. You see that little fucking nerd for 2 hours holding that sign up? Many times during Wednesday's Dynamite, this fucking schmuck, he's shaking his arms because his arms are going numb. There was a guy in the front row with a fucking stupid, dipshitted, dumb fuck sign. Just enjoy wrestling. This motherfucker, he's shaking his fucking... Yeah, thank you guys. Holy shit. There's another one. This guy's shaking his arms because his arms are going tired. But he refuses to put the sign down. Because he's trying to lecture all of us. He's trying to tell us, man, just enjoy wrestling. And some people are like, oh, king status. Man, your message was so brave. You're a hero. You showed up and for the whole 2 hours, you distracted everybody with your fucking stupid sign. Well, guess what, bitch? I will enjoy pro wrestling when I want to enjoy it. When I think it's enjoyable. When I think it's being produced correctly, booked correctly, done correctly, then I'll enjoy it. Until then, take your sign and shove it up your fucking ass, schmuck. You dumb fuck. Just enjoy wrestling. Just enjoy it, man. It doesn't matter how you feel about it. Just enjoy it, man. Fucking nerd. Shut up. So anyway, you're still going to have all of that. Your chants, your stupid fucking signs. You're going to have all that. Where everybody fucking watches the ping pong ball in the ring, right? Whoa, Omega, oh shit, Ospreay just flew into the crowd. Nick just flew into that side of the crowd. Matt just did a fucking inadvertent 450 double moonsault. What the hell was that dive? All right, everybody's going to produce their fucking gymnastics. And at the end, we're all going to go on social and we're going to go, you deserve it. You deserve it. Or we're all going to go on and say, that was a banger. That was a banger, right? All the gymnastics. Nobody sold a fucking move. Nobody sold for more than 10 seconds. No in-ring psychology. 6 dudes, 10 minutes, nothing but anarchy. Referee never made it a tag match. Nobody was tagging in and out, other than maybe 2 or 3 times. 2 or 3 times, maybe. Other than that, all 6 dudes are basically in the ring, out of the ring, up on the stage. No tag team match rules. No rules whatsoever. But we're going to go on social after every one of these matches. And we're going to go, what a banger! It was a banger! How did I start this fucking rant? I don't even know what got me on this. Oh yeah, Malakai get thrown into a fucking a group. House of Black. You got fucking Bryan Danielson thrown into a group. BCC. Everybody's in a... Kenny Omega returns. Kenny Omega returns right into a faction, right into his elite brothers for this trios title. Young Bucks and fucking the Young Bucks and Omega. I would have fucking never. Omega has been gone for that long. Oh man, I was getting so creative with how to bring him back. So many things were in BC's Don't Be to get creative. How are we going to get the biggest bang for the buck of Omega? And this is what we got. And you say, well, he had ring rust. So in order to bring him back into it, ease him back into it, they're going to put him with 2 other dudes. Bullshit. Did you see the shit he was involved with Ospreay? Motherfucker had to move fucking 6 matches in 1. You want to ease Omega into it, you give him a bunch of one-on-ones. Old school wrestling, where you slowed it down, slow up the pace, use psychology, sell your moves, talk shit to the crowd. Or if you're a good guy, hype up the crowd, but have those pause moments. Man, you don't go out there and just be a fucking glorified gymnast. That's not easing Omega back into shit. Just because the niche audience wants to see Ospreay and Kenny Omega in a 6-man fucking tag? These factions, they have to be careful with this shit, man. Tony Khan, and now there's a trios division. I don't even know if he's going to be able to fucking cool it down now, because now he's going to have not just a bunch of he's going to have a bunch of 3-man tag matches, or 6-man tags. A bunch of 3-man groups, 4-man groups, 5-man groups. 3 of the 5 will be in the trios division. And as long as we keep having these with no real story being derived, no story will be driven. And you're going to have people like Malakai Black who are going to be like, what the fuck are you doing with me, Tony? You're going to have fans like BC asking, what the fuck is Bryan Danielson really doing of substance? What the fuck is Bryan Danielson doing of substance? Don't tell me he's just teaching the young kids like Wheeler, Utah, and trying to help Dan Garcia. He's losing to the Mox on March 6th. He's losing to Jericho last night. I don't know, man. I don't know. The booking of Tony Khan, I'm going to say this, man. MJF and Wardlow was like the real good one. The booking of Tony Khan, for the most part, fucking blows. Absolutely fucking sucks. Honestly. Hold on, guys. We're going to have an ad play in a sec. Hold on. I lost my mid-screen. Oh, I got you guys. All right. I lost my mid-screen. I got it. We're live. We got a storm coming in, guys. I think I'm still connected. Hopefully, I'm still connected with you guys. There's some things he does right, and usually that's just when he lets his wrestlers go rogue. You know, like here's a mic, a live mic, say some swears, get a little bit real, and that's when we get hyped into a story, right? Whether it's Punk and Kingston, whether it's Kingston and Jericho, you know, when it gets real, that's when the storyline heats up, right? But when Tony Khan's not doing that, what stories are really captivating us? Wardlow and MJF was it, and that's MJF doing what MJF does. I don't know. I don't know, man. But again, the CM Punk shit, the last 2 weeks he's broken 1 million. And it's because people are wondering, is this AEW's wheels falling off? Let's be honest. That's the last 2 weeks. That's why people have been tuning in, right? Over 1 million? Are the wheels falling off? Nobody knew what the fuck, why we were getting Mox and Punk 2 weeks ago, 2 weeks before the pay-per-view, 11 days. We were tuning in that week to see if the wheels were going to fall off. Last week, what the fuck came from that? What the fuck is Punk's... Why did was he not cleared? Was it a sloppy shop? We needed answers, so we tuned in. A lot of what you're seeing is fans tuning in to see if AEW's wheels are falling off. Maybe Tony Khan doesn't give a fuck if the perception of AEW is in the toilet right now. As long as viewers are watching, he's going to roll with it. And time will tell if this is smart by Tony Khan. But I promise you, the perception of AEW is taking a fucking massive hit right now. A massive fucking hit. Huge fucking hit. Carlos, it's a different style of wrestling, and there's an audience for it. There's an audience for people wrestling with broomsticks, Carlos. That doesn't make it right. It doesn't make it proper. It doesn't make it wrestling. It's not pro wrestling, bro. I understand there's an audience for it. There's an audience for wrestlers wrestling puppets. There's an audience for men versus women in wrestling. There's an audience for anything. I've seen vids on Kenny Omega in New Japan wrestle some weird shit, bro. It doesn't make it wrestling. Professional wrestling is based on larger-than-life characters and storylines. And then you have the match where you use in-ring psychology and you sell maneuvers. If you're not doing that, it's not professional wrestling. The audience is enjoying gymnastics. I don't know any other way to say it, guys. I understand there's an audience. It doesn't make it wrestling. How am I the bad guy? I'm saying it's not. Wrestling has to have psychology and selling. It has to have a story attached. Otherwise, it's not professional wrestling. You've just upticked the pace of the moves. You upticked your skill level to a gymnastics level. That's all you're doing. That's literally all you're doing now. You cannot, NJPW girl, you absolutely can appeal to one audience. It's called the professional wrestling audience. You cannot absolutely exile an entire fleet of fans. You can't exile them for a niche long term if your claim is to grow your company. It'll never work. Don't believe me? Keep watching the flips and the dives. Absolutely, BC is correct. And I know this because I follow the numbers. So you want to exile a whole fucking group of fans for what? For your gymnastics. You're not benefiting. You're not growing. You're not helping pro wrestling. I tell you, man. And this is why. Clark Kent, absolutely. I love old school wrestling, no doubt. And I understand it's 2022. People are more skilled. They're more talented. That doesn't mean the fundamentals of wrestling should be gone. That's what people are not understanding. Oh, basically, it's 2022, man. People love this, man, because our attention spans are gone. We don't have long, it's short attention spans. So we just want to see people bounce around the fucking ring like ping pong balls. Like it's a video game. The fundamentals of pro wrestling, bro. JR9 Gaming, absolutely, bro. JR9 Gaming. Gunther and Sheamus. That's professional wrestling. The selling, the psychology, the story told, taking those pauses, the brutal parts, the parts where they were just down and out, nobody moving for a fucking 90 seconds to 2 minutes. That's pro wrestling. That's not, oh, well, that's just one type of wrestling, BC. Other people might not like it. That's the fundamentals, bro. That's the fundamentals. Then they don't like pro wrestling. Then my advice for them is to go to the local gymnastics meet or go to the local fucking high school, the college. You're going to love that because that's nothing but gymnastics. All you're fucking doing is you're seeing gymnastics and they're flying on top of other bodies because that's all you're doing. You're just seeing gymnasts fly on top of each other. Is that really what pro wrestling is today? I hope not. Count me out of that shit, bro. That is not professional wrestling. I don't give a fuck how many dives and flips you can do. Kevin Nash said it best. How much merch have you pushed? How much merch have you pushed? Bro. I'll take Randy Savage Ultimate Warrior, who's not known for his skill. I will take Warrior from WrestleMania 7 with Randy Savage. I'll take Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker from Mania 25. I'll take Sergeant Slaughter and Hulk Hogan from Mania 7. I'll take John Cena and CM Punk. What was it? SummerSlam, Money in the Bank, one of those two, 10 years ago. Over anything that I see today in pro wrestling, man. Anything. Gunther and Sheamus, I will take over any schmaz match that has nothing but flips and dives. Bret Hart, British Bulldog, perfect. Absolutely. Absolutely. I got you, NJPW girl, and you're right? And that's why the Nitro back in the day. Remember, Nitro used to have a cruiserweight division where once every night, you'd have that high octane fucking pace. You get to see the cruiserweights fly through the air. Everybody's a shooting star, doing crazy shit. Even then, I never really believed any of it because I'm like, wouldn't that take you out for 4 minutes? But whatever the fuck, right? It's a part of it, and people like the cruiserweight division. Now, the problem is, in 2022, everybody now, that's their work rate. Everybody is just so super fast. Everybody is just on to the next. On to the next. Get up. On to the next. Get up. On to the next. Get up. On to the next. No, you can't sell that, bro. You got to get up. I got to do my 450, 672. Oh, shit, here it comes, bomb. Dustin Rhodes backstage. Serena Deeb. Whoever the fuck is back there. Christopher Daniels, my boy. They have to get word to the talent. Slow it the fuck down. It's the one thing that I actually agreed with Vince McMahon for the last 10 years. And that's only one thing, because I've ripped Vince McMahon for justified reasons. for a million different reasons over the last 5 years that I've had this channel, especially the last 10 years since Vince McMahon has been an idiot. But the one thing Vince McMahon was correct on was always making sure that shit was sold, that you slowed it up. To Vince, it was sometimes to a fault. He would dumb down a skill level. I didn't like that, trust me. But at least he knew you couldn't just not sell everything just because you wanted to try out your new skippity-doo-ha dives. I understand there's audiences for everything. You cannot take the fundamentals of professional wrestling out of professional wrestling. Otherwise, you're left with the Titanic just fucking sinking. And this is the wrestling Titanic. And that hole and that fucking ship is just too fucking big. That iceberg that it hit, too fucking gigantic. There's no way you're going to make it back to shore. If you take the fundamentals out. Larger than life characters. Larger than fucking life characters. When's the last time you had larger than life? Like if you saw them, even as an adult in the mall, you were like, oh shit. You're not doing that with Darby or Orange Cassidy or Jungle Boy or even my boy Magic Menard. Daddy Magic. Wardlow hasn't even been, but Wardlow was on his way after that feud with MJF, and then all of a sudden Tony Khan didn't know what to do with him. Who's larger than life in AEW? Like The Undertaker, Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Ultimate Warrior, Hulk Hogan, Roddy Piper, how Ric Flair was to the 80s and 90s. Who's the larger than life guy right now in AEW? No, really, I'm asking. I want you guys to tell me. MJF is my boy, yeah. I'm a little biased, though. I'd probably go over to MJF on that. MJF is all I'm getting. Exactly. How funny is that, man? Or not funny. It's kind of sad. MJF, Sting, he's kind of, yeah, but that's what I mean, though. Sting is from the 80s, 90s. I'm talking even Surfer Sting back in the day, those early 90s. You guys know what I'm talking about. That's what I mean, right? You're just taking a guy who was already larger than life, kind of like Edge in WWE. There's nobody, exactly. I know, I wish it was Kenny Omega. You know, I enjoy Kenny Omega for the most part when he's not just flipping and diving. I mean, Kenny Omega can actually tell stories. Mox was fucking around with it, but he's just not, because, I mean, especially when they don't let him fly with that momentum. The last 2 months, Mox was on cloud 9, and then he just eats that L. That's what I mean, guys. Exactly what I'm talking about. There is nobody. MJF may be larger than... Maybe. That's my boy. But I got a little bias there. I just don't see how... Yeah, isn't that sad? Even in WWE. I mean, you take away Roman Reigns and Edge. Again, Edge is like Sting. I'm not counting the Attitude Era, guys. In WWE, Fiend is not with them right now, so you can't even count my boy Bray Wyatt. Sasha Banks has to be on the sidelines because she's with the company, but she's sidelined. Who in WWE? Brock Lesnar's part-time, I guess you could say him. Styles has not been booked to be larger than life. He collects a lot of W's, but he's not relevant ever. Cody, possibly. We'll see what they do with him when he comes back from injury. I'm pretty sure they're going to have him take that title from the larger-than-life guy, Roman. But you guys see what I'm saying? There's not even a lot in WWE, if any. Maybe... Yeah, but Drew Strictango, he hasn't been... Drew McIntyre has not been booked to be larger than life. He should be by now. Just like Bobby Lashley probably should be by now. But the booking for Drew McIntyre and Bobby has been so botched for 3 straight years, especially, that it's going to take so much for them to come back. Rollins should be as well. I just don't feel he's larger than life. I feel he's a superstar. See what I mean? I don't want to just give larger than life to everybody that's a star. I mean, you're like, for instance, and that's a really good one, too. Who was that? I didn't even get to see who it was. But Seth Rollins is a good one, but look at how many L's he's taken this year. You know what I mean? I mean, wins and losses won't always discredit larger than life, but it can hurt you pretty big time. We all know Seth Rollins and how good he is. They're going to have to put him into the next level over the next 6 to 9 months for us to even put him in that consideration. Oh, don't even get me started on Orton. Orton screwed it for himself, but also booking failed him as well. So, but Randy Orton will admit that he was immature 7 different times when he was about to get pushes too. Randy Orton should have been one of the biggest things in pro wrestling's history ever. And Orton himself just never wanted to obtain that next level. He never wanted to do the things. He'll admit this. He never wanted to do the things that John Cena did. As far as being that face, he was never that type of people person. He never wanted to do all the autographs. He never wanted to go to that next level. Orton should have been, though. So my point is, guys, you guys see what I'm saying? It's hard to pick, right? I mean, the names that we're seeing are not larger than, like, Rey Mysterio is somebody we love. Larger than life? I don't know. Maybe for you. You know, Ray might be one of those ones that's in the eye of the beholder. Right? There's some names that it is literally how people feel about it. But when I think larger than life, I'm talking about somebody just went through that curtain and you are in awe. Whether you stood up or not doesn't fucking matter. You're in awe. You bumped into them in the mall and you're in awe. The Ultimate Warrior just walked fucking by you. The Undertaker, Steve Austin, The Rock, Hulk Hogan, Randy Savage just walked by you. And you're like, what the fuck? There's just not a lot of those names anymore. And it's because we've lowered our standards, man. Wrestling today, and this is no shade. The dude is uber talented, guys. Uber talented. But wrestling today is just, wow, Ospreay Omega. What? And I'm over here like, first of all, it's a 6-man tag. Relax. You're going to see all 6 dudes bouncing around like fucking Frisbees. Number 2, there's no, unless you're really fucking niche and you know what they did in Japan, there's no actual story being put on this match. Other than wrestler A with cool moves is going to tag team with wrestler B and C who do cool moves to take on wrestler D who does cool moves, who is also tagging up with wrestler E and F who do cool moves. And you're going to see a match of cool moves. That's not wrestling to me, bro. I mean, that's not even fun. I told you, I get a fucking headache with some of this wrestling these days. There's no point to these matches. 0 fucking point. I say it all the time. Back in the day, the Big Boss Man would be in a jobber match. Big Boss Man versus fucking Danny Dipshit Guggenheimer's father. Danny Double Dose Dipshit Guggenheimer. A jobber match, and so much would come from it. Big Boss Man looking like a fucking powerhouse. After the match, the Mountie would come out with his fucking shocker. I'm the Mountie, and the Mountie always gets his man. Or the fucking Nails, the prison inmate, that Big Boss Man imprisoned for years. And now the inmate gets to get that revenge. Boss Man, I'm coming for you. And all of a sudden, Boss Man's looking around, and here comes Nails in his fucking orange outfit, his inmate outfit. That was all from a jobber match. And it meant something. It meant something, bro. I will take a Big Boss Man jobber match over Ospreay and Kenny Omega performing their gymnastics in a duet. Because that's a duet. Synchronized gymnastics. I miss storylines. You don't have to agree with me, bro. I don't even care about that anymore. I've had this channel long enough. I would hope the majority of you guys agree with me only to know that I'm not the only one feeling this way, and I know I'm not. To know that I'm not the only sensible one that's knowing that you have to have these basic fundamentals. But I will take those storylines over cool moves any day. And this is what Tony has to fucking clear up. And you know what he's doing instead? The inmates are running the asylum. And now he's got people tuning into his show because we're waiting to see the wheels fall off of the company. But he could be, at the end of the day, he could be saying, you know what? At least people are tuning in. Fuck it. Amp Unit. Much love to all you guys, man. The hundreds here live. Over 500 on the ups. Let's take that to 600. help out that algorithm right before Monday Night Raw, which is still a few hours away, so we're good. Much love to all you guys. I'm going to shoot the shit with my unit, my VIP super chatters right now. So for all you guys that tuned in for this one rant after another rant, there was a lot that BC had to discuss. And there's a lot more that I wanted to talk about, but we're about to hit an hour and a half, so there's no fucking way I should be keeping you guys 3 hours right before Raw. I thank you guys. Much love. Let's take those ups over to 600 to my super chat VIPers, man. JR9, good to have you back, man. I'm gonna get back to you in a second. I have to get my my screen up. Hold on. See where we start. We even had some amplified power bombs. Some bangers up in this chat, man. I know that. Osia Weidman, Sam Byers. Hold on. Iman Perry, first of all, with that $4.99. That coffee over to BC. Iman, I appreciate that, dude. TK needs to focus on 5 titles. The men and women's world titles, the TNT and TBS titles, and the tag titles. That's it. Way too many titles. Everybody doesn't need titles. You even got the Owen Hart fucking tournament turned into titles, bro. But I agree. And the ROH championships are just muddying the waters right now. At this point, you should... And I love ROH, or at least did. We'll see what it turns into. But Iman Perry, I agree, because the ROH... The infusion of ROH is just blurring the lines and muddying the waters. At this point, I would take my ROH out of the equation until they're on fucking TV, bro. Honestly. Iman Perry, no doubt. Sam fucking Byers. Sam Byers with a 50 banger up in this bitch. An amplified power bomb. An overdue super thanks for Clash at the Castle. Sam Byers, salute, bro. Let me down this too. I got another one, guys. I got a libation. This also has caffeine in it from the fine folks at Starbucks. It's like a pomegranate fucking icer. Let me down this for Sam Byers, bro. I appreciate that. Never needed, always appreciated. You want to tip BC for his performance Saturday night? I can't really blame you. We fucking knocked it out of the park Saturday. Over 15,000 of you guys tuned into that review already. That's headed toward 900 on the ups, too, man. I appreciate that, Sam Byers. Salute. Oh, Sam, check out the chat, brother. You got all the fucking love being sent over to you. I don't know if you're still up in the chat. But, guys, hold up, by the way. Hold up. It ain't just Sam Byers. Osia Weidman, my tried and true up in this bitch. Osia with a $49.99 50 banger amplified power bomb. BC All In was kind of bland. Nothing too special besides MJF's return. Osia Weidman, salute. I'm going to sip this shit right now, though. But Osia Weidman, you're getting the love as well up in here. Especially from BC. Salute. And you're exactly correct. All In. If MJF didn't show up. That was I'm going to use your word, Osia Weidman, a bland fucking event. And Clash at the Castle totally blew that out of the fucking water, to be honest. I don't want to compare, but I'm going to. Clash at the Castle absolutely annihilated AEW if MJF didn't come out. Now with MJF, maybe people are kind of feeling a different way, but yeah, that event, 15 matches, 11 or something like that on the main card, a bunch on the Zero pre-show. That's not needed, bro. Whatever happened to the old saying, quality over quantity? Is that just out the fucking window? Osia Weidman, I can't thank you enough. I appreciate that. Never needed, always appreciated, man. Those are the type of tips that are just, it's humbling, you know? It gets BC a lot of coffee, but I promise you, I'd be having a lot of coffee regardless. So the fact that you guys go out of your way to show that love, I can't thank you enough, but I always try to. Osia and Sam Byers. You guys fucking rock, man. And I gotta show that love over to JR9 Gaming, too. Back from the Clash at the Castle. JR9, how was it, brother? 5-spot Clash was an incredible experience. My favorite moment was seeing Edge for the first time and being in the 60,000 plus. Singing Edge's theme was just amazing. JR9 Gaming, dude, the visuals that you guys gave us, fucking goosebumps, man. I hope you were able to go back and check a lot of the the live stream out, man, because I was rocking that pay-per-view, that premium event. BC was enjoying it. Everybody in that chat was enjoying the fuck out of it. JR9, we had a clean slate, 9-0-0 on the board, the good, the bad, and the ugly, bro. JR9 says, I watched the stream in full. Fuck yeah, dude. That was a 9-0-0, JR9. That's how good that shit was, man. That's what I mean. Scale it back. Matches like... JR9, man, you got to see Sheamus and Gunther live. That match was fucking... You got to see that awesome Dominic heel turn, bro. And Roman Reigns pissing all you... Hey, JR9, were you pissed off or you knew it was going to be Cody, bro? There's a lot of people pissed off by Roman Reigns. And I loved it. You don't always have to send your crowd home happy, which they still tried to do with Tyson Fury. Yeah, exactly, JR9. We knew that, bro. It has to be Cody Rhodes if they don't have something big for The Rock. JR9, man, we thought about you the whole time. Gave you nothing but shout-outs the entire night. JR9 Gaming, my right-hand man in the amp unit. Salute, brother. JR9 Gaming with another 5-2. I just caught this. Hold on. JR9 Gaming says, my section missed Solo taking the ref out, so they celebrated thinking Drew won. It was hilarious seeing their faces change to anger once they realized. Oh, no way, bro. So JR9, they were even more pissed, bro, because they didn't see Solo take out the ref. Damn, dude. Sucks for them. You know the deal, JR9. We talked about this many times. This is Cody's strap to win, dude. That's funny, man. I love that type of inside reporting. JR9. Strict Tango 2-spot. It's crazy how the tables have turned recently. Yeah. Yeah. Although Tony Khan, through all this, has got 2 straight weeks of over 1 million, people are so interested to see if the wheels are actually going off the bus in AEW. Or is Tony going to find a way to get all the wheels back on? Does he have a magical AAA card that can do all 4 wheels at once? Strict Tango, man. It feels like all the momentum went over to the man with 3 H's over in WWE. Sam Byers with that 5-spot emoji. Hyped. Fuck yeah, bro. That's why we keep downing some more caffeine. We don't get hyped. We stay hyped. Who was that? Who was that dude? We don't get hyped. We stay hyped. I don't know who the fuck that was. He got released in WWE. I forgot his name. Anyway, Sam Byers, we stay caffeinated, bruh. Dante Jaron 23, 199. Not sure what's going on with AEW these days. I honestly think that, they're trying to turn these things into a work. It's just, there's so much realness and emotion going into it, and the wrestlers are really running their own shit that I think Tony Khan has actually lost a lot of control. Even if he's hoping it turns into a Mojo Rawley. Thank you guys, bro. That's who it was. Mojo. No shade to Mojo. He was a good guy. Poor booking, and they never had anything for him, and he got Das Boot. Who knows if he'll ever come back. But, yeah, I honestly think that Tony Khan he's in way over his head. Honestly. And, hold on. Hold up. Yeah. All right. Sorry, guys. A little something that Sasha had the fucking... it was too heavy, and I'm like, nah, that's what BC's here, man. I got the fucking muscles over here. But Sasha ended up getting it because Sasha ain't no bitch. Sasha's strong. So she took care of it. All right. I'm trying to be the gentleman over here. I'm trying to fucking pick big things up. I pick them up. I put them down. Anyway, I think that Tony Khan is just kind of losing it, man. And I don't know if he could put the train back on the tracks. So Dante Jaron 23. I don't know, bruh. Christopher Blackshear 199. TK's eyes when Punk started that tirade. Laugh my ass off. Christopher, I was watching Tony throughout that shit. It was fucking funny, and it was kind of sad. It was funny and sad because you knew that, like, I honestly feel some of this was supposed to be a work. And he knew where Punk wanted to go, but Punk was just going into a whole nother stratosphere and just tearing everybody apart. And I think there was a moment where Tony Khan knew, shit, I'm fucked. Like, I don't know how I'm going to repair the EVP perception. I don't know how I'm going to make Hangman Page relevant again. I don't know how I'm going to have to answer about this Colt Cabana shit. Challenging the whole locker room before he left. If wants to talk any shit, say it to my face, let's fucking go, basically is what Punk said. I mean, I think there was a point where Tony Khan knew he was fucked. Christopher Blackshear, no doubt. Elite Soldier, 10 spot. Elite Soldier says, ABC, if this is a work, it's costing them a lot to do it. The EVPs are threatening to quit, and this night was supposed to be about MJF, but Punk can't stand not to be the center of attention. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, Elite. I was thinking, like, this is a big night for MJF. This is his fucking night, his big return. And CM Punk chose that night, last night, to do that shit, bro? Like, you gotta know when you're doing it. You have to know that you're totally annihilating Hangman Page beyond repair. I mean, he's being fucked up. If he didn't look like an idiot from what you said about him weeks ago and he never responded, he took either the high road or the road that Tony Khan told him to take. But now you just took a shit on him again. Still no response. I mean, if Hangman Page isn't already fucking buried, bro, this was his night. And Punk totally fucking took that from him. I don't know. Elite Soldier. We'll find out. Either way, this has to turn into a work, obviously, now, fully. I believe there was supposed to be anyway. But it's just Punk doesn't know how to. Punk is going to go too far. He's going to bury everybody and make it about himself. And that's what happened, bro. The headlines are about Punk, not MJF's return. Iman Perry, $4.99. Cody wrestled for TK, left, and debuted at Mania. Cody wrestled for TK, left, debuted at Mania. All of that happened this year. Anything is possible, and now TK's company looking bad. Cody was the glue. Iman, I've said this many times, it seems like when Cody left AEW, the wheels started to fall off. It's like one of them started to shred. Took a while, but then that one totally blew off. Now you're overcompensating the other three for the lack of four. The fourth tire, so now the other one is shredding, and then eventually that went, and then you were down to 2 tires. Now you're overcompensating. The whole fucking vehicle is lopsided, and it was only a matter of time for those other 2 tires to blow out. Cody was absolutely the fucking glue. Cody was absolutely the fucking glue, man. And you guys gotta believe, am I right? Chat, Cody's the next champion, correct? Yes or no in the chat. I don't know where else you would go other than Cody Rhodes. Chat, how do you feel about Cody Rhodes? I mean, he's got to be the one to take it from Roman, right? If you don't have nothing spectacular lined up for The Rock. I still believe somehow it's going to be The Rock and Roman Reigns, but a lot of people know that you don't need a title for that match. I would find a way to do it. A lot of people say yes, it's got to be Cody. Some people are saying no, but if no, I mean, I don't know who's left. I mean, Drew McIntyre, no. We're hearing that Bobby Lashley and Brock Lesnar are going to have something big coming up. So, yeah, it's Cody Rhodes, man. And he was the glue in AEW. I used this example many videos ago. It's like Jenga. You ever play Jenga? It's the whole fucking tower of blocks, and you take one piece and you hope that it stays up, and then the next person who's playing, he takes a piece out and you hope that it stays up. Whoever knocks the whole thing down, they lose. So then you take that one piece out, it's still up, yes. You take another piece out, it ends up being the Cody Rhodes piece, and the whole fucking thing falls. Cody Rhodes was that Jenga piece. Iman Perry, no doubt. Savage, 1024, the Punisher with that 5 spot. What up, Savage? Punk tried to bury me by calling me out, so I Batista bombed him through the like button. Savage put Punk through the like button. Where are we at on those likes? Are we over 500? Over 550. You guys rock, man. We're going towards 600 live. Let's get that done, man. Savage, badass, bro. That's a badass way to smash that like button. Savage also with a 5 spot says MJF got the proud and powerful treatment last night and playing second fiddle to a bum. Except he doesn't have to shave his head on a Wednesday. Yeah, man. MJF definitely is playing second fiddle in the headlines this morning, today, tonight, and going forward. CM Punk has completely stole the headlines from MJF's return. That's what I mean. I'm all for the realistic media scrum. I'm all for Punk going this way a little bit, but you have to ask yourself, where is the line, and are you hurting your fellow participants? MJF is still supposed to be the anti-authority guy. MJF just made his return after months of being away. You can't completely steal his thunder. Every wrestler knows that. Punk absolutely knew what he was doing. Punk stole the headlines. Savage, no doubt. Savage with a 5-spot too. Savage 1020 for the Punisher says Santana and Ortiz were booked better in Impact when they were managed by Conan and were dominating the tag team division. No lies detected! Exclamation point, no doubt. Absolutely. Tony Khan has a really great tag team division. He just doesn't pay it any fucking attention. So you're just going to see Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy as tag team champions for months and months, but it doesn't seem like he gives a fuck about them. And then he puts the titles on Swerve and Keith Lee, and he calls them Swerve in Our Glory, whatever the fuck that means. He doesn't care about the tag division, bro. The fucking trios division is going to be more relevant for Tony Khan. Savage 1024 the Punisher, absolutely. Ashley Steggles with that $8.99. BC, you was done dirty Saturday with Cole and Cole and company talking over. You was done dirty Saturday with Cole and company talking over Broken Dreams playing because JR9 can confirm this, but the stadium went ballistic and there was quite a lot of seats empty. I don't know. BC, you was done dirty Saturday with Cole and company talking over Broken Dreams. I don't get it. We all listened to it. Did Cole talk over it? Well, I don't get that one, Ashley. But I mean, I loved it. I love Broken Dreams. We saw the old video package of the old school Drew McIntyre. So yeah, I don't know exactly what you mean by that one, bro. But it was so great to hear Broken Dreams. I wasn't done dirty by it. I enjoyed it. So I loved it. Yeah, I don't know what you were trying to say there, Ashley, but yeah, it was so cool to see it, to hear Broken Dreams just echoing through that 60,000 plus. And if there was empty seats, you didn't see them, because that place was fucking packed on TV, bro. That place was looking doozle, really fucking epic. Elite Soldier 5-spot. Even if this is a work, the only one who comes out of this looking good is CM Punk. Elite Soldier. Exclamation point times 5, bro. And that's not shade. That's not even shade. I'm over the beef with CM Punk. I mean, he's the only one that comes out of All Out in that media scrum the whole night. He's the only one with the headlines right now. MJF returning is like an afterthought. Now we're talking about all the side stories. EVPs being thrown under the bus. What's the deal with Colt Cabana? Is he going to respond? He's not even with the company anymore, it looks like. Is Colt going to respond? Oh shit, Hangman Page just got fucking shit on again. He's still not responding. The focus is everywhere but MJF. Absolutely correct. Prime Killer up in this bitch, 5-spot. Clash at the Castle was a better show, but we end up talking about CM Punk out of this weekend. Yeah, and it had the CM Punk thing with All Out happened after Clash, so it had the advantage to be the last impression, not the first impression. So I think we were going to be talking about that for the next 24 to 48 hours anyway, but because of all this drama, yeah, we're going to be talking this straight into Wednesday, and I wouldn't doubt that they break 1 million again, because now people are reviewing to see the wheels fall off the bus completely. The wheels fall off the AEW machine completely. But yeah, Clash was absolutely a better event, but sometimes the drama outweighs it. People are interested in that shit, right? Controversy creates cash sometimes. And that's why, even though I believe there's a ton of shoot in this more than work, I do believe that Tony is going to be willing to go with it. The problem is not only are you burying a lot of your talent in the process, your perception of AEW is being hurt. It's being absolutely hurt right now, because it just looks like Tony Khan has no control. It looks like the organization is a farce. The inmates are running the asylum. So while it creates some drama, controversy is creating some cash, some viewers are coming over to see the car crash, Is it being done the right way for the right reasons? That's the question. Is this being done in a way where you can respect the work? This seems very, very low tier, man. To go this low, what CM Punk did last night in that media scrum, to go that low on so many people, that would reek of desperation if that's the only way you're trying to get ratings. There's just so much more we have to find out about this, man. But Prime Killer, you ain't kidding. JR9 Gaming with that 10. JR9, salute again. Gotta give a proper to my right hand, man. JR9's back, man. So good to have you back, JR. JR9 says, VKM and Tony both botched Malakai. Black should have been the next megastar in wrestling with all of his talent and creative genius. He was my guy in NXT, so it sucks seeing him being wasted for 3 years now. JR9, I can't even add to that. You're correct 1,000,000%, and we've talked about it on this channel nonstop till we're blue in the face. We sound like a broken fucking record. How do you fuck up Aleister Black? There's no way that you can. Vince McMahon found a way. So he gets a second lease at life over in AEW. How can you fuck up Malakai Black? You can't. Tony found a way. JR9, 1,000,000,000%, bro. Absolutely agree. I got to give you another salute, man. So good having you back. Savage 1024, the Punisher, 10 spots says, BC, if I'm a pro wrestler, I would learn Japanese wrestling and lucha wrestling and work in New Japan, join the Bullet Club, and only show up for Forbidden Door and dip. Listen, that's all you got to do in AEW sometimes, bro. It sounds like a plan, Savage. Savage 1024, the Punisher, also says with that 5 spot, if I wanted gymnastics, I'd call Shannon from college, and she's 3 years older than me. I don't know who Shannon is, but that's all you got to do. If you know a gymnast, you could hit the trampoline in the backyard, and you could be putting on AEW-style wrestling matches, bro. Savage! That's where we're at in today's wrestling, but there's a niche. There's an audience for it. Savage. Derek Fleming Jr., 199, was there for the trios match. I just sat there yawning. Oh, yeah, Derek was there, bro, for the all-out event. Derek Fleming Jr. in attendance just yawned during that match because Derek Fleming Jr. wants more out of his pro wrestling than flying gymnastics. He needs more than the fucking aerial do-si-dos. Derek Fleming Jr., I'd probably be there with you, bro. We'd be drinking a fucking beverage, and I'd be wondering when the fuck this is going to end. Derek Fleming Jr. with another 199 says, if I wanted gymnastics, I'd call my ex from college. There you go. Oh, I get what you're saying, man. I call Shannon from college. Oh, are you guys talking about something other than just regular gymnastics? You guys are talking about a lot of exes and Shannon and whatnot, bro. I think I know what kind of gymnastics you guys are talking about. Derek Fleming Jr., it'd probably be fucking, well, I'll tell you this, Derek, it'll entertain you a lot more than what the fuck they're putting on in these trios division matches, bro. Ed Rom with that 5 spot says, preach, BC, preach. 100 with some fucking clap emojis and a salute. Ed Rom, I appreciate those words, man. It's always good to know that my amp unit understands where I'm coming from. You don't always have to agree, but understand that my words are because I love this shit. I love professional wrestling. Every time I critique it or talk about it, whether harshly or positively, it's because I want the best for it. I'm not going to sugarcoat shit on this channel. I'm not going to bullshit you on this channel. That's why I say 4 weeks before you can comment in the chat, because I want you to make sure that you can handle the amplified unit. You have to be sure. I have to make sure that you are a tried and true amplified unit member. If you cannot hang, you got to Gats das Boot, and BC's got to boot you, or you can show yourself out. But I give you 4 weeks to really ask yourself, am I amplified unit material? Can I hang? Can I be this truthful? Am I not a schmuck? And if you can, welcome. Every 4 weeks, you're up in the amp unit, and we get to fucking shoot the shit like this, man, and it's great. So Ed Rom, I do appreciate that, man. It's not just agreeing with BC. It's knowing that you understand my words more than anything. Even if you disagree, you understand me. Because everything I'm saying is just facts. It's facts, man. I don't know how many bangers people can watch in a row. This is not pro wrestling. We need storylines back, guys. Storylines with people we give a fuck about because they're larger than life. Absolutely. Ed Rom, I appreciate that, dude. And Daniel Orton, 199. Daniel Orton says, what do you think Triple H is saying about this? Triple H, remember the interview? Or no, it was a promo. CM Punk was sitting. It was like a contract signing or something. Punk was sitting at a table in the middle of the ring. And Triple H was staring at him, screaming at him. Literally. Like, he's like, you know, some of these people actually like WWE. Some of these people enjoy the product. Can it be better? Absolutely. But see, people like you, Punk, it's only better if you're the one on top. And then you try to go behind anyone's back because he says, you and me are a lot alike, Punk. The difference is, I tell you to your face. I take you out to your face. You go behind people's back and you try to be a martyr. I'll never forget that, guys. And it's almost like, you know, like Triple H was speaking so fucking... I mean, that was as big of a shoot you're going to get from that era, from that day. I'll never forget that, man. Triple H was standing up. CM Punk was sitting at a table. And that was fucking Daniel Orton. I don't know what he's saying about this now other than I knew it. That's what Triple H just said. I knew it. Again, I want to be clear here. For those that maybe have just tuning in or been with the stream for a while, but you didn't hear this from the jump, I do believe there is some work going on with this. I think Punk told Tony Khan that he is going to go off a little bit, maybe even gave him some bullet points, and Khan's like, okay, whatever. I think the majority is absolutely a shoot. I think CM Punk took it way too far, buried the talent way too far, to the point where now it's just a clusterfuck. I think from the jump, Punk has already admitted that when he called out the Hangman thing, it was just to cause a stir. There was no story attached to it. He was just going to blur the lines a little bit and bring a little bit of reality into it, but there was no plan with Hangman Page. So Punk doesn't realize that he just hurt Hangman. He literally hurt Hangman because, again, Punk admitted there was no plans with him and Hangman. So why even announce him to come out and challenge you when you know he can't come out? You made Hangman look like a bitch. And then to come out last night and totally take a shit on him to the 10th degree. The way that Hangman has been booked like a bum. I mean, that's why I say a lot of this is absolutely a shoot, because it can't be a work. There's no way to tie up all of these loose ends and make everybody look good. People are going to come out of this really hurt badly, booking-wise, look-wise, perception-wise. Some of these people are not going to be able to rebound. When you go into business like that for yourself, you overshadow everything and everybody else, and that's why even MJF is not in the headlines today. Or at least not the top spot. It's CM Punk in his tirade in the media scrum. That's what took the headlines. My boy MJF completely overshadowed. That sucks, bro. That really sucks. So again, to wrap it up, I think there's a little bit of work here, no doubt, and it's going to turn into, hopefully, they're going to eventually have to put on their big boy pants and be grown-ups and make this an entire work from the shoot. But there is some work from the get-go. I just feel there's so much shoot, there's so much raw emotion and bad blood and bad feeling between these guys that you're just getting it so real. And Tony Khan does not know how to fucking reel in the inmates. Tony Khan does not know how to fucking keep these people in line. So it's fun for a lot of us because we're watching the car crash as it happens. It's like a demolition derby. You know it's going to be a fucking crash, but you can't look away from it. Daniel Orton. Triple H is probably just like, yep, I ain't fucking dealing with that headache. Carlos Ray, 10 spot. What up? My man Carlos held it down on that last stream while JR9 was live in Cardiff, Wales for Clash at the Castle. Carlos held it down. Carlos says, I understand. Let me give a proper salute, Carlos. I understand that, but as long as there is an audience for it, pro wrestling will suffer. I'm not for it. I just recognize it. That's all. Oh, Carlos, I know, man. We've talked about this a million times. I'm not saying you're enjoying all these fucking matches. Maybe once in a while, it can be entertaining. Carlos, I definitely get it. But that's the problem. The audience that loves one flip and dives match after the other, one circus gymnastic sideshow after another, they then turn around, and when people like BC are trying to say, we need more from wrestling, we need storytelling, we need you to slow it down every now and again, we need you to tell the story more properly in terms of psychology and selling. When we raise these concerns, the audience of those type of matches says, just enjoy wrestling. And you get schmucks like the guy in the front row who tells us, just enjoy wrestling, man. But we're trying to say we need more. Can't you include us? Like, why are you trying to just get rid of us style of fans just so you can keep it more niche? It doesn't make it right. The fundamentals have to be there in pro wrestling. You can have flips and dives in matches. That's fine. But why do you have to totally take away the selling and the psychology? And why do you always have to be fast-paced from bell time to bell time? That's not pro. You literally just redefine the pro wrestling. And there's a lot of fans that are like, hold on, can we meet in the middle somehow? That's all we're saying. You know that, Carlos. And you're right. There is a fucking niche audience that they would be fine from the start of Dynamite to the end of Dynamite. They would be fine with 5, 6, 7, 10 gymnastic trampoline matches in a row. They could have 3 trios division matches, an 8-man tag, 2 tag team matches, and one-on-one fucking Pac versus Penta, because it's going to be a banger of gymnastics. And that'll be the night of Dynamite, and they'd be fine. They don't give a fuck if a storyline derives from it. They don't care if anybody's larger than life. They don't care if we need more from our wrestling, the other half of the fans. They don't give a fuck. They're going to go on social media, and they're going to talk about how fucking amazing the night was because there was so much action of fucking rehearsed, planned combat. It is rehearsed. It's pre-planned. It can't just be about action. I mean, fans today are fine with just one tournament after. Do you guys know how many tournaments we've had in the last 3 years? How are you guys okay with that being the storyline? BC, the storyline is the tournament, BC. And we get one tournament after another of pre-planned, rehearsed combat. So one schmuck, 1 or 2 months earlier, writes it all out on paper, already has the winner, and then for the next 2 fucking months, we have to fucking watch it all play out in action. We're going to get all the action from the tournament. Just give me storylines, man. Make me give a fuck. Make me give a fuck. I don't want to wait 2 months to find out about a pre-planned tournament winner that some schmuck 2 months previous already fucking picked. Tournaments suck. I can't stand tournaments. Anyway, Carlos, I totally know what you're saying, brother. Midwest Outsider 707, 5 spot. The last ones were Batista, Cena, and Brock. Oh, larger than life? Yeah, Cena, you could absolutely put him there because kids would just glow when this guy walked by him. So I would, even though I was never a big Cena fan, I could absolutely see why people say Cena's larger than life because kids would fucking just pause when this guy walked by. Brock Lesnar is just literally larger than life. I just wish he wasn't part-time, and then I could easily say he is the larger than life guy in WWE. He's so part-time, I can't even mention him in most shit. And Batista, I don't know. That's going to be in the eye of the beholder. Larger than life, you could easily... I wish his booking was a little more dominant for a couple of years, and I could easily put him in there. Looks-wise, no question. But he would be the only question mark. Cena and Brock, I would absolutely give you that. Hold on. I got some more, too. I got to refresh. Hold on. No, I got a bunch more. Hold on, guys. I'm going to stick with you guys as long as it takes. We still have time before Raw, man. Hours, actually. Hour and a half, something like that. So, I'm still rocking, man. Hold on. I want to go over to Strict Tango with a 2 spot. It still cracks me up when you botched Lorray for Michelle. Strict Tango sent a super chat this past Saturday night when BC was live for Clash. And he talked about how Candice LeRae and Sasha Banks would be a good match. And I was like, no way, bro. What? Because I got LeRae mixed up with Candice Michelle. And I was thinking Candice Michelle versus Sasha. Sasha would beat her in 2 minutes. But Strict Tango, yeah. Candice LeRae and Sasha would be a hell of fun. But yeah, Strict Tango, man. That was wild because I'm like, Strict Tango's been on this channel for a while. He should know better. No, that was a BC botch for sure. Dante Jaron 23, 199. All Out was weak. Clash was the better show. No question. Exclamation point. I think they know that. MJF saved the event, though, and that's my boy, so I can't shit on that. I just wish CM Punk wouldn't have totally stole the storyline, stole the headlines from MJF. I think that just cannot happen. That can't happen, bro. But Dante Jaron 23, no question. Iman Perry 499. Iman Perry says TK already fucked up Bryan. Should have kept him heel and put him in the TNT title division and get guys like Wardlow over. Who's more ready instead of Garcia? No question. You're right, Iman, and I take it a step further even with Wardlow. They made Wardlow look like an idiot when he didn't want to be in the interim tournament or however they came about it, Battle Royal, whatever the fuck it was. And Wardlow instead went in the middle of the ring and said, I don't want to be the first one to take on Punk when he comes back for the title. I want to go for the secondary title. I want to go for the TNT title. And I'm like, this makes no sense. The winner of this interim title, the biggest prize isn't even the title. You get to be the first person to take on Punk to be the sole champion of AEW. And Wardlow goes, I don't want to. I want to be the TNT title holder. That made Wardlow look like a fucking schmuck. And I told you guys that. And some people are like, no, BC, he'll be fine. Here we are months later. And look at Wardlow's booking. He's non-existent on these shows. This guy was at All Out in a fucking 6-man tag, not even part of the Trios division. Titles. Yeah, that's Wardlow's booking. So, Iman Perry, you're correct more than you even know, bro. Bakayuka 298. TK should just do media scrums instead of All Out. More entertaining, bro. More headlines. I mean, the media scrums are just becoming just pure entertainment because it's a circus. I mean, they're acting like they're on Sports Center. They're acting like it's real journalists when it's just little Denise Salcedo. No shade. Denise Salcedo is a firecracker. But it's Denise. I mean, she's got her little camera setting up. She's asking questions next to Davey Meltzer. I mean, that's not shade, but it's just us. It's just like, it's people that have, thankfully, right, made our own way, developed a following, good at what we do. And if you don't criticize it that badly, TK will allow you to go to his media scrums. If you criticize it too much, he'll take your vids down. But it's not like a real fucking thing, right? It's a circus to begin with. You see what Punk did last night, and it just becomes an over-the-top fucking fuckfest. But it was more entertaining than the show, a lot of people would say. Absolutely, Bakayuka. Eric Newton's up in this bitch. What up, Eric Newton? 5-Spot Coffee. I'm an MJF guy, but now I'm worried about Punk doing the job for the title for MJF. MJF did the squash for Wardlow, but I don't trust Punk now. You never can. I mean, if any day that he wakes up on the wrong side of the bed, he's doing business for himself. MJF knows better, though. I think MJF now knows the game, and I don't think MJF is going to lay down for anybody if he doesn't think it's right. MJF knows his worth. MJF knows how fucking good he is and how much respect he should be given. I would not worry, Eric Newton. And if that ever happens, if MJF gets squashed by Punk, oh, we gonna talk about it on this fucking channel, bro. Glenn Allen, 5-Spot. BC Tony needs to change the name to AGW. Long-time watcher, first-time posting. Red team, go! Glenn Allen, great to have you, bro. Long-time watcher, first-time posting. Bro, I appreciate the love. Whether you've been chatting or not, or whether you've been sending a coffee over to BC, doesn't even matter. The fact that you've been watching, I can't give you enough respect, man, but I'm going to sure as hell try. Salute to Glenn Allen. And he knows the code words, man. Red team, go! AGW, all gymnastics wrestling. I got you, Glenn Allen. And I can't say you're wrong, dude. Salute, brother. Good to have you up in here, man. Seriously. Derek Fleming Jr., 199. During the trios, someone asked why I wasn't clapping. Derek Fleming live at All Out. And somebody told him, why aren't you clapping, man? This is awesome. Hey, Derek Fleming Jr., didn't you get the memo from the dumbass on Wednesday night? Just enjoy wrestling, bro. Didn't you get the memo, Derek Fleming? Whenever you're seeing gymnastics in the ring, you have to stand up and scream like a fucking schoolgirl. This is awesome. Fight forever. Come on, Derek Fleming Jr., you got to get with the program, bro. Derek Fleming Jr., hold your ground, bro. We want more in our pro wrestling. Our bar is too fucking high, and we're not going to lower our fucking standards. Bakayuka, 298. TK's... Oh, did I already get that? Oh, yeah, no. Bakayuka, 298. TK's media scrum has more build than his all-out pay-per-view. No question. We just talked about it. There's more fucking hype for it. There's more fucking headlines from it. There's more interest in it. I mean, Bakayuka, just book that shit. Brianna is up in this bitch. What up, Brianna? 5-spot, man, I'm sorry I missed the live stream on Saturday. I know it was amped. To be honest, we stay caffeinated. Should be on a t-shirt. I love that. Salute. Brianna, maybe we will put that up on the new batch of shirts. That should be what... I mean, hopefully... Sasha, where are you at? Hopefully a couple months, right? I don't know. We got some designs that we're tinkering with, but... maybe that'll be up there. We got to see what the copyrights are on it. But yeah, we were amplified on Saturday, Brianna. You missed one hell of a show. Hopefully you went back and caught most of it. Over 15,000 views already, man. And we went head-to-head with WWE Clash. We didn't go on afterward. We went head-to-head with the Beast and pulled in over 15,000 views. Brianna, check that shit. But thank you. Thank you for at least stopping by and saying what's up here. That's all that matters. Brianna, much love. And respect. Carlos Ray with that 10 spot. Salute again. Does Punk pass the torch to MJF, or does he find an out? What's your opinion? Salute, brother. Carlos, like I just said, he better, bro. Carlos Ray, he better do the... I mean, this is MJF's world right now, man. Everybody else just needs to live in it. Because he's the hottest fucking star, man. Not until they moved Punk to Q1, segment 1 on the shows, MJF was outperforming CM Punk in the ratings. Then they moved Punk to the Q1, segment 1 area, slot, and then he started beating him. MJF's the fucking guy, and he's homegrown talent. This is Tony Khan's time to put the rocket on this guy's back, because he's going to do it himself anyway. You might as well help him out. Don't make it any harder for him. This is fucking MJF's time, bro. MJF's time. If CM Punk defeats MJF, come to this channel, because, we're going to talk about it. You know how we do it, Carlos. And salute to you, brother. I appreciate all the love, and it's going right back to you always. Thank you for holding it down Saturday while JR9 was... at Clash at the Castle. Clash at the Castle. I can speak. In Cardiff, Wales. Carlos Ray fucking holding the fort down, bro. So I appreciate that, man. That's my thoughts on it. I'm going to hold off until we see MJF. And again, I hope Hangman can bounce back from this. I hope people can view AEW as not just a train wreck for storyline purposes. Or... I don't even know how some of these talents fucking come back from this, man. Punk just annihilated the entire locker room, made them look like simpletons. Dino, 99 cent up there. Oh, just 100 spot, man. 100 says Dino. Dino, I appreciate that, man. I'm glad you understand where I'm coming from, whether you guys agree or not. I love seeing that. Just understand where BC's coming from. It's coming from a pure spot where even if you don't agree, just know that I'm speaking facts. And there are people like me that need more out of our pro wrestling. So, Dino, I definitely appreciate that. Savage, 1024, The Punisher, 2 spot. Triple H is laughing at this. Laugh my ass off emojis. Yeah, Triple H is probably fucking loving that this happened. Even if it stemmed off of a work. He's glad that Punk took it too far. And annihilated the entire fucking roster. Savage, 1024, The Punisher, I appreciate it. Guys, before I end this, man... there's a few more supers. I'm going to get to you guys. But we went over 600. We're on our way to 700 on the ups. That's fucking you guys crushing it, dog. We are headed towards 700 live hours before a Monday Night Raw with less than an hour of notice. My amplified unit is fucking badass. For real, man. Sontivia Major's up in here. What up, Sontivia? 5-spot coffee for BC. I appreciate that. BC, I see this as the pendulum swinging from AEW side to WWE's. We had a decade of bad pay-per-views from Vince. Hopefully Tony starts acting like a boss. Yeah, what Triple H did at the Clash, man, I mean, it makes you hope that Triple H absolutely has the master key from Vince and not just the other sets of the key. You know, all the other keys on the keychain. It makes you hope that Triple H gets to keep this momentum for the foreseeable future and that Vince doesn't come back at any time in the next 2-3 years or next year or in 6 months. And over on the other side, AEW, Tony Khan has the roster. He has the TV time. He's got the passion. He just is not a good booker. Tony Khan refuses to listen to other people, bring people in that'll help him. And his product, his roster, the whole company is starting to go off the rails. And he's too concerned with showing up to media scrums and doing busted open radio interviews and doing podcasts. Meanwhile, he's throwing Thunder Rosa under the bus. She wouldn't do an 8-minute promo segment rating-wise like Punk would do. Punk, go on the media scrum and bury fucking Hangman Page some more, even though he's not even a part of the storyline. Punk, take fucking MJF's headline away. He just returned, but make it about you. You know, Tony Khan has to fucking think. Sontivia Major, the pendulum absolutely swung. It's a new day. Yes, it is. And hopefully everybody will benefit from it. Because that media scrum was a fucking circus. Strict Tango, 2-spot. Remember the blurred Sasha versus Alexa feud in 2017? Yeah, well, that stemmed from real life too, right? I mean, Alexa and Sasha really did not like one another. Nia Jax was a good friend of Alexa. Nia Jax had the beef with Sasha. Nia didn't want to do the job to Sasha. Nia ended up walking out of WWE. Of course I remember that. But they tamed that way down. They never really had a good storyline with Alexa and Sasha. It was just implemented a few times that they have real life heat. That was it. They never took that to where it could have went. And even if they did, it would not have hurt the whole roster. This, what Punk did last night, he totally verbally annihilated the roster. He took a shit on the roster, and he took the fucking momentum and the headlines away from MJF. I mean, nobody wins here but Phil Brooks, CM Punk. Oh, but yeah, I absolutely remember that shit. Strict Tango. Will Check, 199. First time chatter, long time listener. Thank you, BC. Will Check. I appreciate that, man. A lot of you guys are telling me that. You've been listening to BC for a while, and you're now finally saying what's up. I appreciate that. And for everyone that doesn't feel comfortable doing that, and you just watch and you just smash the up, that's still contributing. So I appreciate every one of you, even if you don't say what's up to BC. I'll say what's up to you guys. So Will Check. I appreciate that, man, big time. Salute to Will Check. First time chatter, long time listener, and it's great to have you on board in the unit. Whew. Gregory, I appreciate that in the chat, bro. I appreciate that, man. I try every time I'm live. I really wanted this to be 1 hour so you guys could do some stuff before Monday Night Raw, but looks like we're headed toward 2.5 hours. What can I say? I had a lot to talk about. You guys, man, showed a lot of love in this fucking live stream. So there was no way I was going to cut this short without giving all you guys a shout out. In fact, I'm not even done because Jimmy Fingers, hold on, Savage 1024, the Punisher, came back in with a 5-spot coffee. Baka Yuka Wheeler, Baka Yuta. Wait, Baka's my fucking chatter. Hold on. Baka Yuka, Wheeler Yuta, and Jobber Yuta is more featured than MJF and Jay Lethal. Letha? Savage, Baka Yuta. Oh, I'm thinking of Baka Yuka in my chat. Who's Baka Yuta? Well, I got Yuta and Wheeler Yuta. And Jobber Yuta is more featured than MJF and Jay Lethal. Are you saying that Baka... I don't understand that, Savage, but fuck it. I appreciate it, dude. Baka Yuka, your name's got brought up. I don't understand. But Savage, I appreciate it, man. Jimmy Fingers, 519. I was hoping MJF would keep Symphony for the Devil as his new theme and keep the black garb. I wish he unmasked in the ring. Yeah, what is that? Old school Rolling Stones? Listen to those lyrics, Jimmy. Well, you already know, obviously. You were hoping he kept that shit. Yeah, it fits him to the fucking T, bro. No doubt, Jimmy Fingers, 19. And Jimmy Fingers 19 with a 219 says, give Jamie Hayter knee. Oh, I gave Jamie Hayter the knee to the like button for 627. Jamie Hayter got sent through the fucking like button, bro. Jimmy Fingers 19 getting the job done. Good to see you up in here, Jimmy Fingers 19. I don't think I got to see you over on Saturday night. I don't believe, did I? If so, I hope you caught some of that chat. Jimmy Fingers 19, always good to see you up in here, man. And Savage 1024, the Punisher. I appreciate that, dude. Bakayuka, yeah, you got an extra shout out. I think he's saying that you're more fucking relevant than half the shit AEW is putting out there lately. Definitely than my boy Jay Lethal, and I love that dude. But one of the best wrestlers in the world. Every once in a while, it looks like he gets something, you know? But another 6-man tag with Wardlow at All Out. Come on, bro. You don't got more for Jay fucking Lethal? That's what I mean. Tony Khan has too many toys, bro. He doesn't know what to do with them all. JR9 Gaming is the perfect way to end this stream with that 2-spot. Triple H Punk promo was SmackDown August 30th, 2011. Thank you, JR9. I was talking about that promo earlier where Punk was sitting at like a table, almost like it was a contract signing. Triple H was standing up on the other side of the table, and he was letting Punk fucking have it in his promo. JR9 with the exact date of what I was talking about. SmackDown, August 30th, 2011. JR9 Gaming, I appreciate that, dude. Yeah, big time, man. That's what I do. I remember that shit. Not like it was yesterday, but like I remember it vividly, man. There was nothing like that at the time, like, because you knew there was a real beef between H and Punk. You knew there was a real beef, and it was being played out like that, and that's a way where you do it where you're not burying the entire roster like Punk did. So it's going to be interesting to see how they make all of this a work going forward, because they're going to have to. I think there's a little bit of work already in it, like ingredients, right? Some ingredients in this recipe. There's a lot of work. I feel there's so much bad blood and so much of a shoot, and Punk just took it to another level that like really hurt the roster last night, that now Tony Khan is going to have to work harder to make this make sense. I hope that makes sense to you guys. I think it's a mix right now. It's a little bit of a work and way too much of a shoot. It makes it fun for the fans for the dramatic reasons, right? We all want to see the crash. We want to see the Demolition Derby. But it's not doing AEW any favors. I mean, like, this is one of those things where you turn around after it's all said and done and you say, well, did we do this the right way? Or does this seem pretty desperate that we sacrifice the integrity, the perception of the entire company just for one guy, CM Punk, basically? Because he's the only one getting anything out of this. MJF got overshadowed, guys, from last night's media scrum. Nobody's talking about his return. It's all about fucking Punk, what he said. Now we have to find out about Colt Cabana, who's not even with AEW. Now we got to find out if Hangman Page is ever going to grow a set and confront Punk. And what the fuck does this do with MJF and Punk, which is supposed to be next? And why the fuck are the EVPs being totally thrown under the bus? Why is Punk why is CM Punk the anti-authority when that was all of MJF's character? Unless you're telling me MJF and CM Punk are a unit. They're going to form a super group. And then maybe you got my attention and this will make sense, but then we still have to talk about why Hangman Page was taking a shit on 75 times and why Hangman Page never stood up for himself in a month. I have so many questions, guys. But I'm not supposed to ask them because I'm just supposed to enjoy wrestling. Right? I'm trying to. You have to help me enjoy it, Tony Khan, Vince McMahon, Triple H, promoter at the local bingo hall. In order to enjoy pro wrestling, it has to be good. It has to be enjoyable. Just like when I said in WWE, how many times can we see the same rematch over and over? I was getting a headache. I was feeling nauseous every time I watched Monday Night Raw. Something that I love, pro wrestling, WWE, Monday Night Raw. I grew up on it. And I was starting to get nauseous, like I was watching my New York Knicks for the last 15 years. Or the second half of the Yankees season this year. I was getting nauseous because the rematches and the stale formula, the formatting, everything sucked so bad. I was getting nauseous. And then AEW, everything is just a circus with guys that can do cool moves, gymnastics on their trampoline. How many of these bangers can you see before you start asking or saying, I want more from my wrestling? I'm done seeing just cool moves and guys bouncing off of each other like they're fucking basketballs. Give me a great story. Look at what Gunther and Sheamus did Saturday night. They didn't have to risk their lives or do fucking crazy flips and dives and shit. They slowed it down, they told a story, and they wrestled. Beat each other up a lot through the match too, but they wrestled. I miss pro wrestling from wrestlers. These aren't wrestlers anymore. They're gymnasts. It's not a wrestling ring. It's a trampoline. Check, you guys. I'm BC Amplified. Till next time. Oh, hold on. Hold on. Jimmy Fingers, I think it was. Jimmy Fingers, 19. I got to give a proper salute. Right before we ended this thing, man, Jimmy Fingers slipped in, man. We're almost at 650. Let's make that 650 before we take off, guys. Jimmy Fingers 19 says, yes, BC, Punk and MJF joining forces is a great call. I would actually buy that. Both of them against Tony and the EVPs as the anti-authority together. Absolutely, Jimmy Fingers 19. That's the only way that BC sees this working exceptionally. And you can try to save as much people as Punk already buried, verbally. Right? Because MJF is the anti-authority character. He already gave Tony Khan hell. His last words before he left was, what are you going to do, fire me? And now Punk last night treated Tony Khan like a fucking second-class citizen. He took a shit on Tony Khan right next to him last night. Tony Khan was not in control. Punk even said the words, I'm trying to run a fucking business here. Right in front of Tony's face. So Punk cannot out-anti-authority MJF, right? But what if they joined forces and made Tony Khan's life a living hell? Wonder if then you have faces being formed to take out these dastardly heels. That could be the storyline we've been waiting for in pro wrestling. You know it's going to be an anti-authority type of a deal with Tony Khan. Punk adding in the EVPs. Once you put your big boy pants on and everybody puts their feelings at the door and you can make this a full work, you could easily, now you have something to go on, man. But it would have to be MJF with CM Punk somehow. Jimmy Fingers 19. I think it could be fun as fuck. We'd have to see. Jimmy Fingers, I appreciate that. To my entire AMP unit, man, even though we just been shooting the shit, man, we've had 600-700 of you guys fucking, as we were just going over Super Chat still, over 1,000 of you guys live while we were going over all this news, man. Over 1,000 live. And because you guys pumped that shit over 600 on the ups, we're headed towards 700 now. The algorithm is now going to kick in. Thousands of more people are going to come across this video because of you guys. So this is easily going to go over 10,000 views tonight alone. And that's because of you guys. I appreciate the hell out of every single one of you. All my VIP super chatters, dude. I want to give you guys another shout out real quick. JR9 Gaming. Jimmy Fingers 19. Savage 1024 The Punisher. Will Check. Strict Tango. Santivia Major, Dino, Carlos Ray, Brianna, Bakayuka, Derek Fleming Jr., Glenn Allen, Eric Newton, Iman Perry. I think I said Bakayuka, right? I'll say that again. Dante Jaron 23, Midwest Outsider 707, Daniel Orton, Ed Rom. I got JR9. Couple of times like Carlos, Savage 1024 several times, Ashley Steggles, Elite Soldier, Prime Killer, Iman Perry again, Christopher Blackshear, Dante Jaron 23 again, Sam Byers with a banger, an amplified power bomb by Sam Byers, Oseo Weidman with an amplified power bomb, Oseo Weidman with the fucking super chat banger, Strict Tango a couple of times, bro. Those are all just the super chatters alone, bro. I mean, you guys just fucking just rocked it out, man. I'm going to let you guys have a full hour before Monday Night Raw. Do what you got to do. Go run errands. Take a fucking cold shower. Run in the fucking middle of traffic. Whatever fucking gets your blood going for Monday Night Raw tonight. I hope it's a good show. I'm hearing that Bobby Lashley is going to be defending his championship tonight. I'm even hearing rumors of a steel cage. I don't know. I haven't been able to confirm that shit. In fact, let me try to check. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this up first before you guys do. Can somebody confirm Bobby Lashley's status tonight? Because I am on a massive delay when I try to put this shit up. Actually, I don't even get it. I didn't even get it. Who is it? Miz versus Lashley, steel cage match, JR9 Gaming. Thank you. So there you go. That's tonight, guys. That's going to be one of the main events, if not the main event. So we'll see what happens on all of that shit. So, absolutely, man. BC will be, I don't know if it's going to be live, but I will be talking about Monday Night Raw tomorrow at some point. It could be early in the morning, taped. Maybe I'll go live in the afternoon if I have time to, but I will absolutely be with you guys tomorrow, and I'll review the entire 3 hours of Monday Night Raw. Till next time, top guy, and I'm fucking out. Think, be, live, amplified always. Red team, go! Hey, Sasha! You guys know what Sasha's got to do, right? Sir Charles knows. Sir Charles knows what Sasha's got to do. Sasha, you better get on that fucking... Yeah, you better get in position, because my amp unit is telling you exactly what needs to be done right now on our way out. You know. My amp unit knows, man. There's hundreds of people still live, Sasha. You know what we got to do. Sasha, hit my motherfucking music. Much love, amp unit. Till next time. Top guy and I'm out. Red team, you got to go. We rocked it out of the park tonight, brother. I don't even know if Monday Night Raw can compete with the amplified unit tonight. Hit that shit. Check you. Yeah, salud! Salud! Till next time! Get 'em